Yeah.
And we're
Okay.
fine. Hello and welcome back, everyone. Let us begin today another spell jamming session. First, though, I would like everyone to pull up the Astral Traveler's Guide in the resources. You should have already probably downloaded it, so you have the PDF somewhere on your computer. And if not, it is in resources. And we are going to go ahead and set up our ships. I would like names for the ships too, but let's begin. Boop, 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 bump, bump. We're gonna do.
Spelljammer Astral Traveler's Guide.
We're gonna do another under player info. We're gonna make a player entry, and we're gonna call each of these by their ship types. We're gonna start with the Scorpion ship, and then we will do the Star Moth, and then the Bombard. And then the damselfly. Actually, you know what? Let me delete this. I can make each of these pages and give you guys access. And what we're going to do is we're going to all together make our ships. So create an entry called Armada. Then we're going to add a page. The page will be called Star Moth.
Oh, thought I had it downloaded, but apparently I do not.
Then I will add a page called Scorpion. We can name each of these ships, but what I'm gonna have you all do once I make this, I will give you all access to it. Bombard. Then one last one, which is the damselfly. Now, configure ownership. Everyone will be owner save. Top right, go to the journal, go to player info, and you should see a folder called Armada. And within that folder, you should see, as you open that up, you should see Armada, which will detail that you have 4 ships, which we'll get into the details of that. But to start, Star Moth, Scorpion Ship, Bombard, and Damselfly. Let's begin with the Star Moth, then, since it's top of the list. So, we have to essentially craft the ship. Now, this is what a ship sheet looks like. This is essentially what we will be filling in. You can see it on page 13, but I will share it here. So these are all the stats that we have to fill in for the ship, right? So, to start with the Star Moth, building a ship, we have quite a few things here. Ship volume is more about the size of the ship. Now, these have some standard sizes, so I don't want you guys to have to worry too much about the ship volume. I will handle that. But let me just see here. Floor layout too, we don't need to worry about for today. We're going to start by choosing the hull. Now we have a couple of choices here, and we got to make these choices for each of the different ships. So to start off, ship hulls. Not all ships are constructed of the same materials, and performance can vary between similar ships constructed with different hulls. Ships are most commonly constructed with hulls made from wood. Wooden hulls. 3-inch thick of wood. Most ships are built using it because it's strong and flexible and an easy source. +5 to your speed, -2 to your damage reduction. Unless it is in a vacuum or wet, it catches a blaze, exposed in fire. Stone hulls, +3 to your damage reduction. It does not give you any speed bonus, and it has resistance to lightning damage. Metallic hulls, -2 to its speed, +5 to its damage reduction, and resistance to bludgeoning damage. So it's very slow, but very strong. And then so those are your 3 options. So wood, stone, and metallic. And you guys are putting together a fleet right now. So to start off with the Star Moth, and I would like names for the ships too, but to start off, let's give each of them, let's do them all at the same time. So let's just go left to right, and you guys can tell me what materials you want to build each of them out of. So to start with the Star Moth. I'm sorry, Scorpion ship. Throwing my brain. Did you already add a grid to this? Who did that? Kind of cool. Alex did it. Start off with the Scorpion ship. What type of hull do we want on the Scorpion ship? Do you want it to be fast? Do you want it to be strong? What are you trying to make?
I don't think we need it to be all that fast.
No, I think the only one we really needed to be fast was the damselfly, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
So the Damselfly likely has a wooden hull?
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright.
Hey,
Plus
Becca.
5 speed would help.
Hello.
You can enter all this into that chart. I'm just going to put it above it right now. You can
Okay.
do whatever you would like, Alex. I'm just going to note it on there. Alright, so it has a wooden hull on the Damselfly. Extra fast. Not as strong to damage reduction. How about the
The
Scorpion ship?
Scorpion ship has naturally lower hit points, right?
It does.
Metallic?
Wait,
So
250? Yeah, it's,
Give it
it's
I
some
would
extra
think we
damage
wouldn't
reduction.
want it slowing down in case we needed to get out of range of fire faster than the other ships. So I would think we do a stone hull on the Scorpion ship and then metal on the Star Moth and the Bombarb.
Yeah, meet down the middle.
That all sound good to everybody then?
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright, stone hull on the Scorpion ship. Welcome, Becca.
Hey.
Bombard, we will do metallic. And same thing on the Star Moth. So,
Actually,
next-
kind of question. Wouldn't it be better to have the Bombard be stone so that way it can take a lot of damage?
the metallic is stronger.
Is it?
But yeah, it's plus
What?
5. It's plus 5 DR.
Yeah, that's why I guess the speed reduction.
Oh,
It's slower and
okay. Well,
stronger.
that's weird.
And resistance to bludgeoning, which is a lot
Which
of
is the
different
more
types
common
of like
magic type.
more
damage type.
common damage type for sure.
Gotcha.
Line all 4 of these up so I can deal with this. Ooh, I like that graph. You know, I don't even know how to make graphs like that in this.
What do you mean?
The things you're doing. I don't know how to do that. It looks great though.
I watch my screen. I'll show you. It's literally just
It's alright, I don't need to learn right now. We're building stuff. It will take
it's
brain
just
power
me-
and time. Don't worry about it,
Okay.
really. Let's
Okay.
Do you
let's
wanna
just let's just
add a
continue.
hungry ship maybe while you're doing this as well?
No, not right now. Just these 4, okay?
He so badly wants his ship back.
Just the 4. So
From my hearing, you're not getting it.
you don't have your
Yeah,
helmet.
it
You don't
sounds
have-
like it doesn't
You don't have your
exist.
ship right now. We currently have 4 ships. The
You're
Violet Road
making ships.
does exist. It's on a map. It's just not on this map. Let's continue
It
though.
exists
The
in many
next thing
pieces.
that we have to do is choose the types of helms we have. So
Now we have excess helms already, right?
I don't
the
remember
Mind
what
Flayers
the...
are giving you these, so you can choose off of this list for the most part. There might be a couple that I might say no to, but for the most part, you're good to choose whatever helms you want on this. So to start, there's a lot of different types of ship helms, all right? And the ship helm does a lot of things. It propels the ship, maneuvers the ship, it creates the gravity field and the air envelope, and it is what the Spelljammer attunes to. You have arcane helms, which is just a magically created helm, normally by a wizard. It gives you helm sight, which means that you can see around the ship. And it does give you a slight speed boost, a +1 to your speed boost, based off of how many, and you can actually spend bonus spell points to speed it up.
It'd probably be a good one for the damselfly.
There is the Artificer helm, and this one is a strong hull, so it can carry a lot of weight, and it has self-repair. I feel like that's a really good one for the Scorpion ship if it's going to be our Artificer's ship for the most part. That's your guys' call what you want to put these on. clockwork helm. This one has an unstable design, and there are potential issues with it, but it's a gnomish engineering. Artificer's helms are dwarvish engineering for the most part. Arcane helms are just wizards. Life drain helms. These are more seen by like Neogi, but they actually drain the life of the person riding in it. Then there are linked helms, which are created for connecting other linked helms together, and you can maneuver a ship in a similar manner, i.e., like one person could fly the whole armada with a linked helm.
You happy to be home?
And the linked helm, yeah, we can hear her. That's all right. The linked helm also lets you, whenever you would like, see what is happening on and around the vessel as well, as if you were standing in that area. And then there is the psionic helm. Psionic helms allows the pilot to speak telepathically with the pilot of other psionic helms. Mostly seen by aberrations and psionic energy users such as Githyanki or Mind Flayers. What type of helms do we want on the ship? Let's start Scorpion ship. I feel like the Artifice helm fits, but that's your call.
It does. Yeah, the Artifice helm does sound nice. It does give it a better cargo capacity as well. I do have one curiosity about it. It says its sailing speed is based off a number of creatures working in a forge.
Yes, so that, it's a little complicated. You guys can hire crews to man the ships.
Yes. Are we still going to do that for like every 100 creatures working in the forge?
It's not that big of a ship.
Yeah, that's why I was asking.
Basically, what you see, because it's a dwarven made, so what you actually see is a lot of the old dwarven. Let me see if I can find a dwarven citadel spelljammer. Dwarves make huge citadels. I'll save this image and share it with you guys. Dwarves make huge citadel ships, and these are like cities of dwarves that work and live in these ships. They are huge castle mountain rocks that have large artifice helms that are fueled by a forge. Hundreds of dwarves. Meaning you're not going to get that 20-mile-per-hour boost on the tiny ship.
Yeah. And Strong Hull is almost non-existent because it's based off of also how many creatures are working in the forge, divided by 10.
The helm increases the ship's cargo capacity by amount equal to the number of creatures working in the forge divided by 10. So since it's a small ship, yeah, maybe Artifice Helm isn't the best, but it does have self-repair.
Yeah.
It also doesn't have the sight benefit of the Arcane Helm, though.
Yeah, so maybe it's not the best pick. It's your call what you'd like to put on the Scorpion ship.
Personally, I'm thinking of an Arcane Helm.
Okay.
Just because there's no downside or disbenefit to unattuning.
It's just a basic spell jamming helm, really.
Yeah. It gives you the helm sight, and there is a very visible benefit because I am technically a spellcaster.
And these will be minor arcane helms, by the way, not major. Yeah. Minor ones, but either way.
That's alright.
Alright, what do we want to do for the Star Moth?
I mean, I would recommend link helms for the other two. So we don't need to necessarily have two pilots piloting all both ships.
And if you have 3 linked helms, it's a maximum. That's like the max you can hit on increased mile per hour. With each linked helm, it's another 5, 15 cap.
Yep.
So that would also increase the speed of both the Star Moth and the
By 10.
Damselfly.
Yeah. Everybody good with linked helms on Damselfly and Starmoth?
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right
but
with it.
I still want my cloaking helm.
There isn't
That's-
one. Bum,
Perhaps
bum,
in the
bum.
future we
Oh,
can
yeah.
add things. But not currently.
Yeah.
And then we have the Bombard. What do we want to do for the Bombard?
Want to just do a third linked helm to give the maximum speed bonus?
You know, I did not think that was how that worked.
Linked helm. The helm has a maximum speed of 5. Each additional linked helm with a pilot linked to this one increases by 5 to a maximum of 15. So 3 ships would be 15.
Yeah, my brain went, all right, so we need like 3 linked helms in the same spelljammer.
Not on the same one. Linked
Okay.
together. Linked. 1, 2, 3 linked together. So basically, Callian could fly all 3 of them solo.
And that would allow anybody in the helms to be able to see everything that's going on outside.
Yeah. We'd also... there is still the helm site anyway.
Yeah.
That's only for the spelljammer themselves.
Personally,
Whoever the captain is. Not the captain,
Mhm.
whoever the person
I
actually
think we do get
attuned.
3 linked helms and just trade out my arcane helm for a linked helm.
Why?
Well, we wouldn't get a benefit for a fourth arcane or for a fourth linked helm.
Well,
I
that
was
ship
kinda
would,
thinking
but
getting an artifice helm for the Bombard.
I was gonna say that may be the one that gets the
Okay.
artifice helm.
Yeah, let's do the Artifice helm on the Bombard and then 3 linked helms for the other one.
that sounds good. Linked helms all around with an artifice helm on the Bombard. I like it. The next thing that we have are weapons on the ship. Now, for the most part, your ship weapons are already baseline, and if you wanted to upgrade or change anything, you can. But to start, we have our, where is it here? The minigun. And where are we putting the minigun?
Oh, where do you guys want
Probably,
the minigun?
I would say
is-
probably on the Bombard.
Was the minigun yeah, I'm wondering, like, do we want the scout ship to have any weapons? Any like serious weapons?
Eh,
I mean, I don't see any downside to it having weapons other than that it's got low hit points.
Mm,
I don't mind the scout ship having a minigun. My brain is thinking that because it only requires like 2 people to man it every round, 1 action to aim and 1 action to fire. As long as it is loaded, you could shoot it for 10 rounds.
right.
Okay.
Just to minimize how many crew we have on the Damselfly, while allowing it to be combat efficient.
I'm good with that.
Okay, cool. I can paste this chart, and then we'll just edit it on each. Cool, cool, cool. We'll edit that after. All right, so weaponry. We are putting the minigun on. I'm sorry, I missed it because I was pasting stuff. Putting the minigun where?
On the Damselfly.
Okay. Minigun.
You have the wrong things pasted. I'm already taking care of the damselfly. You can get rid of that.
That's fine. I just wanted to have. Yeah, you have linked helm, right?
Yeah, I already got them all.
I'm I'm really trying to keep track of it mentally for myself, though. So I know you have a chart under it. You can delete this after, I promise. You can delete it after, I promise. Just please let me
Okay,
type it.
I'm just letting you know you got the wrong things
I
listed there.
know,
Okay.
my friend. I know. I'm changing it, but you deleted it. All right, metallic, and yours is wood, and then weaponry, minigun. I just want it all on top just so I can look at what I'm doing. We will edit all of the charts after. All right. So we have a whole bunch of weapons that we can put. Starting off, they start with the weapons that they have. You guys can upgrade or change those with your gold. So, would we like to upgrade any weapons, or do we start with just the weapons that are on each of the ships? And I can pull that up for you right now. Bombard, weaponry. It has 2 ballistae. And then 1 giant cannon.
I just
And
want to point
then-
out we are also going to have to use our gold to hire crews to man these ships. Right.
You will
Yes.
potentially have to hire some crews. Mangonel and a ballistae as well. Would you like to take either of those off of the damselfly? You can. Otherwise, they are there. And then living nautiloid, night spider, scorpion, shrike, starmoth. Starmoth has 2 ballistae and a mangonel. All right. Perfect. And then the scorpion helm has a ballistae, 2 claws, and a mangonel. You guys can see all of the weapons there on page 17, 16 to 17 and down. Arming a ship. And yeah, for the most part, I mean, you guys can hire crews as many as you want on each ship, right? So you can choose that. So if we want to move any, take any off, or add any, now would be the time. Mangonels sell for 2,500. Ballistae sell for 1,000. You can buy trebuchets, arablasts, cannons, harpoon guns, an iron cyclone, proton cannons, void beams, howitzers, mortars, miniguns.
He's wrong. Well, that's
Hey,
called
babe,
wrong.
Becca, you're not muted.
I think. I mean, does anybody have their hearts really set on any particular weapons for the ships?
Nope.
I would say if you want, you could take either or both the ballista and mangonel off of the damselfly, because just with the minigun, I think that's going to be sufficient. The whole point of that weapon is just to fire upon something as it's trying to get away. So it's not going to be sticking around to like reload ballista and mangonel and minigun. It's just going to
It's
like
not going to have that big of a crew. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
no. So if you want to take the ballista and mangonel off of the damselfly and put them on, like, for example, the bombard, I'm cool with that.
All right, we will do 3 ballista and 1 mangonel on the bombard.
All right.
Then take those off of this.
Yep.
So just the minigun. Any other weapons we want to purchase?
I think we should hold off on purchasing weapons and things extra for them until we have more funds. I think we've.
And here's the
Peek in my bag. Not the bag of holding.
here's
No,
the
I've got.
weapons
I think.
chart here. So you can see the cost, the actions it takes for each, and the general damage and range. So like a trebuchet has some pretty good range. Cannon has even better range. But yeah, a lot of actions, large.
Yeah. Just gonna let you know, Kiszeb does still have about I don't want to say 2,500. 250 platinum and a 500 platinum black sapphire he hasn't sold yet.
All right, Twinkle's sitting at about 2,500 gold.
Now, if you guys want to choose some weapons, you guys can look at that. But the next thing we have to talk about are ship upgrades. The cost of installing an upgrade is listed on the upgrade's description, and the time required to install it depends on the type of components being upgraded. That's all fine. We'll do that in Braille. If the work is ever interrupted, it can be continued later on. That's fine. Hull. Installing a hull upgrade requires 1d4 weeks of work while the ship is docked. Helm. Installing a helm upgrade requires 1 day of work while the helm is being used. And then weapons, installing a weapon requires a day of work. So that's all fine. So, hull upgrades. There are a couple of things here. Hull upgrades are immune to poison and psychic damage and all conditions except for grappled, invisible, and restrained. Defenses. Hull upgrades share the AC, EC, and DR values of the ship on which they're installed. And installation costs, that's fine. There's the price. Medium-sized ship. 150 HP is 4,500, so it's health of the ship times size modifier times 10. So it can be a little expensive, but a figurehead gives you a couple of things here. Increases the ship's HP, and you have advantage on checks and saves against the frightened condition for the whole crew. Naval Ram, you have advantage on all saves made as a result of crashing the ship, and damage taken is applied to the Naval Ram rather than the ship. So it's kind of like putting what are those front bumpers that people put on?
Yeah.
It's like having one of those bumpers on the front of a little bumper cage on the front of your car. Grappling apparatuses, which you do already have some on the Scorpion ship. Wings. 2 large wings gives you a +5 to your speed. And then legs, which can allow certain ships to land if they normally would not be able to. Flippers, which can allow ships to land on water if they're not normally able to. Submersible enclosure, which will seal off the ship and make it able to go underwater. Keepers of the Watch, a rare material which allows the helmsman advantage on perception checks and the ability to see invisible creatures. Durable hull. The DR of the ship's hull is increased by 5 to a maximum of 30. So a lot more damage reduction with a durable hull. And then a warded hull, which you gain temp HP equal to the max HP rounded up. Rounded down rather. Master Artificer can magically ward the ship's hull to make it resilient. The temp HP granted by the hulls replenish after being docked without taking damage for at least 24 hours. So it basically just builds up a temporary HP shield each day.
Yeah.
Then there's a few more helm upgrades there. The Astral Presence, the Plane Shift Helm, and the Rift Vault.
Rift Vault, please.
How much
And
was
the plane shift helm lets you plane shift the entire ship into another plane. The Rift Vault, let me see here. The helm upgrade allows you to quickly engage and disengage in battle. As a ship's action, the ship's helmman can teleport the ship and all friendly creatures within the air envelope 1 mile away. It's basically just an instant blink a mile away from combat. 1 day cooldown. Do we want to do any of these? They can be expensive.
I can't see the ships. I don't know if it's just me though.
What do you mean? In the journal?
Oh, the journal.
I thought we were looking at them
Gotcha.
just floating out there in that blank wild space void.
No, I was looking at the character sheet. I thought they were gonna be actors, and I was like,
They will be. Top right journal
Gotcha.
entry, player info, Armada. Open that up and you'll see the 4 different folders.
So, of those that jumps out at me, I would think Keeper of the Watch would be a good one for the Damselfly. Allow the helmsman advantage on perception checks and ability to see invisible creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Keeper of the Watch is ship's maximum HP times its
Size
Well, that's the
modifier.
cost
size
for all the upgrades.
modifier. Yeah, but we have to keep prices in mind.
Yes,
Well, I mean, I
yes.
also recommended that for the Damselfly because it's the smallest ship with the smallest amount of HP.
Touche.
That's what I was thinking. Instead of Keeper of the Watch, do Rift Vault, so that way, in case the ship happens into something, it can blip out of there and report back, and then we can either get the fuck out of there, or like if everyone stays a mile back, and then the because if you think about it, if everyone stays a mile back plus linked helm, Chell can progress forward, scout ahead. If she sees something, then whoever else is on the ship can minigun it if necessary, and she can rift vault out of there a mile back to the Armada and report either while she's there or after she rifts back what she saw, and then we can make a decision, take a strategy
Yeah,
point.
so let
at
me
that.
see here. Rift Vault, ship's max HP times size modifier times 10. The max HP is 20. It would be the Damselfly. Let me just double check ship sizes. Which they do need to have a size, I guess, applied to them now. Movement. Combat. Size modifier. I think it was up at the top, wasn't it? How did I lose it? Give me one moment. All right, so tiny, small, medium, large, huge, and gargantuan. I don't have these actual written out, but we're gonna go ahead and figure this out right now. Scorpion ship is tiny. The Star Moth is a medium ship. The Scorpion ship, tiny. The Bombarb is gonna be medium as well. And then the Damselfly is gonna be small.
I hate to be this person. I feel like the Bombard should be bigger.
Why's that? It's 140 feet by 30 feet. Starmoth is 200 by 20.
I mean, I guess it just makes it seem so bigger. I guess I don't fucking know.
Starmoth
So
The
and the
name
Bombarb
sounds like it should be bigger.
are both medium ships. Gargantuan would be like the Dwarven Citadel. Large would be
Okay, yeah.
large would be much bigger than the Starmoth. And
Something
then
like a
huge.
galleon.
Probably bigger than a gal. Like most ships are gonna fall into medium, small, or tiny that you guys can buy. Later on, you'll see some bigger ships.
What about those like beholder ships, planet things?
Yeah, some of the Tyrant ships will be bigger. There is, well, you'll see some bigger ones later on here. I have a couple already. I have one that is gargantuan already prepared.
So what's the modifier then on that? Because I'm looking at page 11 and I'm not sure how to read this. Is it 60? Because it says multiply by the size modifier. What's the multiplier? Is that
Size modifier. Ship size modifier is used to determine this and that. So, where is the modifier number? Ship spaces, defense. is. Yeah, not everything's very easy to read on here, is it? Let me find
No.
Why would
size.
they want to make it easy?
I'm just gonna search
Oh, wait.
modify.
Ship sizes. Okay, so it would be 60. Because it says down here, for example, the class size of a ship with 300 ship spaces is large. So I guess that's
Ship
the
spaces would be
modifier?
60. Potentially ship spaces, but let me just see if I can find a better answer for you. Which I don't.
Hmm.
If you scroll
What do
to
you
page
modify it?
10 in the Astral Traveler's Guide, I noticed there is a box with all the
Size mod,
class
there it
sizes.
is. Yes,
Aha,
yes.
okay,
1, 2, 3,
okay.
4, 5, 6. Easy enough. So
Perfect.
tiny is 1, small is 2, medium is 3. Thank you. That's what we were looking for.
I'm surprised mine's the tiniest ship.
It is.
Scorpion.
Scorpion ship? Yeah. 75 by 25?
Yep.
Tiny.
I feel like the damselfly should be tiny too, but that's because I like small, tiny dragonflies.
It's 100 feet. It's a little bit bigger.
Big enough to give it its own size
It,
category.
it's the ship that it's like the person that's literally like 4 foot, so they're not tiny.
Hurtful.
So Scorpion ship has a crew of 12. Damselfly has a crew of 9. Yeah, I guess they're both pretty tiny. Starmoth ship, crew of 13. And the Bombarb ship, crew of 12. 12, 13. Let me go back to the Damselfly.
So for the smaller ships, the modifier,
9.
the additional things aren't going to cost much for them at all.
I think what we'll say is actually both Scorpion and Damselfly are going to be considered small, not tiny.
All right.
Okay, now they'll cost a little more.
A little bit.
I mean, I'm good putting the Rift Jumper helm on the Damselfly if that's what you want to use it for. I do feel like that's going to be that plan of how you want to use that ship is going to put it in jeopardy a lot more than the rest of the Armada. But you know, you're helming it,
Calculator.
so
Ship's max HP, we're looking at 200 times its modifier of 2 times 10. 4,000.
Wait, which ship has 200?
200 HP on the Damselfly. So 4,000 for a Rift Vault.
And it would also be 4,000 for the Keeper of the Watch.
right.
You want to do both?
I mean, have we got 8,000 gold to throw at it?
I have like 7,500.
I would just do the one.
I feel like
I
we
mean, unless you
easily have
really,
that much
unless you
money.
really think it's.
It's your
I
guys'
mean-
call.
Here's the thing: if you're going to run on the plan of going way ahead of the Armada and teleporting back to us whenever you get in, whenever you spot danger,
Mm-hmm.
it's not going to work if you can't spot the danger. So
Yeah, it's fair.
I mean, if you're going to do one, you should probably go ahead and do the other as well.
You can only do one on a ship.
You can only do one.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was in the early part there. A ship can only ever have one hull upgrade.
Well, one is a
Oh,
helm and the other is a hull. Keeper of the Watch is hull, and Rift Vault is helm.
Ooh, you're correct. I read that wrong. Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'll throw in a, let's see, I can throw 1,500 at it.
1,500. I even it out the rest of it because I'm just selling platinum. What's left of the platinum ore and
Yeah, I mean, this is just the money I had left over from after I bought my stuff with the platinum ore, so
yeah.
I converted all mine into gold. Just for ease of... Alright, so that'll put me in that 75.
Well, let's make sure we want to pay for it and that we can. Does that sound like we want to?
Yeah.
The Red
All
Vault
right.
and Keeper of the Watch.
How much is everybody paying?
I paid 1,500.
That's 1,500. How much does everybody else pay? We need 8,000, yes?
Yep.
Yes.
Chell
Don't
has no
everybody
money.
speak up at once. Look at your item pages.
Because that might just be a lazy stickler, and I'll put a 5 in there. 5,000.
All right, we're at 6,500. Do we
I have
have
300 gold. That's it.
All right, you're out of the picture. What about the other two? BB3.
You can also sell some of your weaponry here on the other ships, but it's
That is
all your
true.
guys'
Oh,
call.
wait, that's right. We were selling the ballista and the other gun on the damselfly already.
You moved it to the Bombard, but if you want to sell
Oh,
them,
I'm sorry.
if you want to sell
bad.
them, you can. The mangonels are 2,500. The ballistas are 1,000.
Shell, how much money you had in your pocket?
I don't think any, but let me check. Oh, I have 1,104. So I could toss 1,000 to it.
Hey,
How
Nick,
much
do
are
me
we
a
short?
favor
We're
and
short
Plus
check my
1,000
inventory
leaves
and let
us.
me know how much I have to contribute.
Plus 1,000 leaves us with only needing 500. Feb, you have inventory, 200 gold, and a bunch of platinum to sell.
Sell the plat.
All right, you have 6,000 gold and platinum.
What?
Alright.
You have a 5,000 gold ruby,
Oh,
And you have
yeah,
a-
sell all the jewels too,
and you have a
except any
500
diamonds.
gold topaz.
Chell, those are bad food. You don't eat those.
Your Chell.
You
Okay,
sell
Chell.
those. All right,
You said
Chell.
Chell.
Beb.
Yeah,
looking-
Chell, you don't eat those.
I was looking
11,000.
at my character sheet.
11,500.
Okay, so take the 500 and we Gucci.
And you
I
have
help.
11,000 gold then.
Fucking Bev, I'm sorry. He's like, I don't know how much money I got. Can like
No, other things were
y'all
arming up
figure
the
it
Bev's
out?
gold.
You have 11,200 gold, and I will go ahead and take that 500 off. Everybody else reduce the amount that you paid, 1,000 from Chell, or whatever it was.
I did.
And then the 5,000 and the 1,500. And the damselfly will have a Keeper of the Watch wooden hull. Or was that a helm or a hull upgrade?
The Keeper of the Watch is a hull upgrade.
Yeah. Wooden hull, Keeper of the Watch, and a linked helm rift vault. Very cool. You'll be able to blink away, see invisible things, and it increases some of the ship's durability. Advantage on your perception checks, too.
Yeah, I think we're good on home
Good
and
on everything?
hull upgrades. Yeah.
I will offer my 11,000 for crew fees, but only if I get to eat them by the end of the trip.
I don't think any crews will agree to this.
Yeah, sounds
I
like we're
didn't
gonna
say
have a
they
hard
have
time
to
hiring.
agree.
Oh, it sounds like we exploit this and get solely auto-gnome crew, so she can't.
Yeah, we're mad at the mind flayers for eating people, and
no,
you're gonna
no fun. No fun. You know what? Never mind. Fine. If it will bring back oh god, name failing me.
USBC?
USBC?
Yes, USBC. If it'll bring back have a bunch of USBCs all on the ship, then sure.
Who knows?
Everyone's more tiny robots running around.
Speaking of, Tyler, I don't think I've heard you interject at all.
No, I've agreed a few times, but with the ships themselves, it's just. I mean, I contributed money. That was all I did. But yeah, I agreed pretty much on everything else. Nothing to disagree with.
How much
What
money
are your
did you
thoughts on
contribute?
a
I didn't
ship full of
even.
USBCs?
I contributed 500.
Oh, okay, you did the 500. Okay.
Oh, yeah, a bunch of USBCs would be
Yeah.
terrifying if USBC comes back, because then he has like an army.
We amassed you an
What's the
army while
problem?
you were sleeping.
The
It's just
final.
gonna be a huge fucking electric dance party on that
He
ship.
wakes up. So, I see you guys have replaced me. That's so great of you.
The final thing would just be weapon upgrades, and then we'll have
Mhm.
to find a crew.
Now,
What's crew cost?
as a player, I really want the Deathwalker projectiles. Just kind of imagining just inconveniencing a crew like 1d4 zombies every round.
I
But-
would recommend enhanced artillery if we're going to go with any of this.
Yeah.
I mean,
Advanced
hear me
artillery.
out. Freezing burst. Petrified for a minute. It's pretty fucking painful.
Why don't we just get a bunch of gargoyles put on our ship so people look at them or something? Oh wait, that's not the right thing. Manticores, whatever it is that makes people turn to stone.
Medusas?
Basilisks.
There's a couple monsters, but I think you're probably thinking basilisks.
Was it like an ox thing? Like
Oh, you mean those guys we faced that the Neogi had? What are they called? The big pincer guys with the orange.
Oh, I'm at Umber Hulks?
Umber Hulks.
No, okay. Not what I think.
Nah, I'm good.
I forgot
Those
about
guys
too.
petrified.
I'm good on Umber Hulk specs.
How do we
we
catch
had
an
one
Umber
in my
Hulk and
party.
put it on the front of the ship?
Now, a ship crew consists of typically a minimum of these members: the captain, the cook, the first mate, the surgeon, the helmsman, the shipwright, and I think I wrote surgeon on there twice. I meant to write deckhand at the bottom. You can have multiple deckhands. Now, you guys will have to hire or fill these slots yourselves throughout the ships.
How much does it cost total to hire crew for all the ships?
Well, we'll actually be able to roleplay some of that as you guys talk to people on Bral. There's a lot of different places you could grab them from, or you could try to find some from other sources. It's really more about who you get and how you get them. But to start off, I think we know a couple of things. Chell is the captain of the Damselfly, I believe.
Well, isn't the helmsman the person who's driving it?
You can be both.
Oh, okay. Then yes.
And I believe Kiszeb on the Scorpion.
Unless there's interjection.
Who wants to helm the... I imagine Callian's the Star Moth helm, unless you want to be one of the others.
I am Star Moth.
What about the Bombard?
I
Wants
think
to
we
be
don't
the-
need
last session we agreed.
It's a linked helm, so we don't really need a helmsman for it, right?
This is the captain.
Oh.
Veb will be captain.
I think we kind
Second.
of agreed last session to let Hungry be captain the Bombard.
Okay.
I was gonna say I
I
feel
do have
bad
another
for
ship.
that crew.
I do have another ship, so it's fine. Let her captain it. What's the worst that could happen?
We end up with no crew.
Yeah, I was gonna say you just end up with a ghost ship and just Veb.
Well, if it stops moving all of a sudden because there's no one left to work it,
Alright, well,
just,
we
you
can
know.
we can put Hungry for now. If you want Veb to be the captain, that's up to you
Nah,
guys.
Hungry can be less work for Veb.
All right. So
Because
then,
we still do technically have the lamprey on top of that.
Yeah.
Hungry, do you have spell slots? Do you have spells?
I do. Yeah, I have 3. Let me get to it. But I have 3 slots, first level for Disguise Self, Long Strider, and Zephyr Strike.
Right, very cool. Yeah, Ranger, yeah. Okay. We do not have vehicle proficiency, do we? We do. Hell yeah. +8. Easy. You can also be the helmsman.
And
of
I
that
speak
ship.
Elvish.
So we will put you as the helmsman as well of the Bombard. Kiszeb, you also can fly a ship, yes?
Funny story. I know I've mentioned it in my backstory, being able to have one, but I mechanically did not acquire.
You don't have
space
proficiency. That's okay.
I don't.
You can still do it. You have,
You can do it, but you're gonna crash a lot. Make people sick on board.
yeah. You
Well,
have a
again, we
lower
have the
roll.
link helms.
Yep. So you can have other people drive it too. But we'll have you on there in case it is ever a solo. And then we have to fill a whole bunch of roles. So unless any of you want to plug and play yourselves into some of these, first mate, surgeon, cooks, or anything.
Twinkle will be the first mate and surgeon under Hungry on the Bombard,
Okay.
unless anybody objects.
Without objection.
That will be medic on whatever ship you put them on.
And by medic, she means if you get injured, you're just getting eaten.
Invitation.
This poor
Let's-
crew.
Veb.
Let's put Veb on Callian's ship.
Yeah,
just
let's
so
put you
that-
with Callian as the surgeon.
Why not have Veb on? Well, you could say the forward operating ship, just in case one wants to pilot, because you can rift out anybody. They don't necessarily have to be in the ship. So if she explored while you pilot around, she can travel in space as a void, so she's pretty resistant to all that stuff, anyways. So
Well, they have to be in the air bubble to be teleported.
I mean, she's not gonna be outside there, but what if he's like trying to stay, I guess, pilot around where they're at? But just an idea.
Mhm.
Also, no one to eat.
Smaller
there's
crew on
Bell.
a dragonfly. Put Veb with Chill.
Okay, that works.
Less people watching her potentially eat them.
Just every
Chill.
5 minutes. Are we there yet? Can I eat them yet? No, Veb.
So we have a lot to fill out in the future here, but I think that for the start of this session, we have the parameters filled out for all of these, and we can hire some crew, and we will update some of that later. I just wanted to get that out of the way, and I'm glad we did. You guys will have to name your ships. Right now, they're just named Bombard, Damselfly, Scorpion Ship, and Starmoth Copy.
Mine is. Sorry,
What'd you name it?
I did. There we go.
Figure
What is it? I can't see. Read it.
save. Boom.
Indigo.
All right, you guys should all be able to
Indie-hole?
see the party vehicles folder. And we can name yours Indigo.
Indigo.
And then I need to change the appearance of yours to match the new damselfly that you sent.
Oh, your name is perfect because Indigo into Veb's dummy.
So wait,
Indigo.
Veb is gonna be surgeon on the damselfly?
Yep.
Oh god.
All right, Indigo is all set. If it loads.
So what do you think of my table?
It looks really good. It looks really good. I like it, and we will definitely be updating all of them onto those tables. No, that looks great. Nice to be able to get everything, see it all in there. We will have to update some of the stats and stuff, but I'll worry about that in the background here. Let's jump back to the Rock of Bral and start the session. Hello and welcome back, Spelljammers. We actually begin now. Everybody starts the night with an inspiration, and light that up on your character sheet, and roll me a d20 if you were here last week and know what happened.
I know what happened. I just don't want to admit to any of it.
It's not me.
Yay. I'm safe.
Safe from
I
what,
can't roll.
though?
And I wasn't there for
Oh,
the end, so
Don't
not
worry
it.
about it. You're good.
That's all I have to do to get out of it every week.
Not show up for half the session? Yeah.
Damn.
Twinkle.
Might try it.
You gotta be sick every time. Okay, have fun, Panda.
I've been feeling crappy today, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, if we do have to cut it short, if you're not feeling well, just let me know. Twinkle, we will start with you. If you want to give us a recap of last week, what did we do, and how did we get in this mess on the Rock of Bral?
So what had happened was we were trying to do a nice thing, right? And we teleported all these elves here. You all remember that from sessions ago, but we got dragged into a court case because we were being benevolent and thought we were doing a good thing. And these mind flayers came to us and like, hey, we'll throw up a citizenship for them and make sure they're all well and taken care of. And all you guys got to do is go kill a guy. So we started the session by going to kill a guy, which may not have been the most benevolent thing, but here we are. And so we killed this guy that was on the council and got away with it, hopefully. And then we get summoned to the council, and it turns out they're not even concerned about the mind flayers thing. They're all upset because they think we blew up Xerxes, which, in fairness, we did, but they don't know that. And so our awesome lawyer got us off the hook for that, and then the mind flayers spoke up, and they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna take these guys under citizenship with the mind flayers," which wasn't the plan at all. That wasn't even the deal we made with them. They were supposed to get ships to traverse the stars, and now come to find out their citizenship under the mind flayers. So everybody's all upset about that, and we go to the mind flayers and we're like, "Hey, did you guys tell your counselor guy that he was supposed to say they have citizenship under that?" And he's all like, "Yeah, we're gonna go send them to a planet where they're gonna go live out in harmony and all that." And we're like, mind flayers helping people on a planet. That sounds an awful lot like you're gonna eat those guys. And they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna eat them." Like, the fuck, man. And so then we were all like in a hostile standoff with them for a minute, and there were a bunch of mind flayers, more than we thought there were gonna be down there, and more than they're supposed to be on the rocks. So we were all like, "Well, we can't handle this right now because we can't handle all these mind flayers, but we should come back and handle this." And then we were all like, "Yeah." And then we yeah, that's where we are.
Stopped by Luigi's, went to the dock. You have your 4 spaceships ready to go, and
Oh yeah, we got 4 spaceships.
over at the dry dock, they prepare the ships for you. You see that they, hull upgrades being done over the week that we had already spent, I'll say, just to keep things flowing. We don't have to stop for another week here. But yeah, you get the hull upgrades done, the ship's complete, and the party is in the Rock of Bral on the 20th of Ches, 1504 DR, and we pick back up midday. What do we all want to do?
My suggestion was to go find the lawyer and talk to him about the mind flayer situation. Possibly put him on retainer so he doesn't go blabbing to everybody else that we got duped by mind flayers.
Okay, so I'm lost real quick. Wait, what day are we on? We're on the 20th or the 15th? You just said 15th?
No, I did not say 15th. We are on the 20th, I believe.
That's okay, that's what I thought.
I didn't say 15.
I thought you said 15th, I'm sorry.
1504 DR.
Oh, God.
1504 DR. The year.
Right.
That is not a terrible suggestion. Also have an invitation with one of the other captains on Bral. Right, Callian?
Yeah, didn't Callian have some invitation to go sit down to dinner with the
With one of the
With
noble
the elf.
council members.
elf?
It was to your party, not just to Callian, but yes.
Indeed, but Callian's technically our captain of the little Armada here.
Only 3 of the ships.
Wait, so which one's
Also,
the
she-
odd one out then?
She wasn't an elf. She was a noblewoman.
Oh, whatever. I don't have the damsel fly.
Just a human.
I have the other 3, but I do not have the damsel fly.
Why did you do that, by the way?
What
We're
body?
working on multiple armadas and multiple people being captains on Brawl.
Fair.
It's the only
I
reason.
no, I thought you did that just to like, can you release ships from your armada? Because I
Callian
thought
was
you did.
granted a spot on the Council of Captains, which gets a vote on Bral.
Right,
It is
but
a public.
so
Yeah.
so what
Hear
my
me
thought
out.
was,
We get
what
more
my thought
votes.
was, what I was wondering is, were you doing this to like keep the damselfly secret, that like it's not technically part of the armada, so it never actually like gets registered or something? Or because that's what I was wondering. I was like, why didn't she just add it to the armada and then we can like change it
Well, I
around
mean, the
later?
damselfly was the only one we bought with our money. The others we got from the mind flayers.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just
It's
Shell's definitely kind of like, huh?
trying to get more votes on Brawl. We can do more with our own stuff if we have
Multiple
us
captains.
more
multiple captains.
leeway.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Well, that's
Right, but
gonna be a lot of money lost. That's a future thing, though.
Yeah.
I don't imagine we're getting 2 more ships out of nowhere.
right, but why not add the damselfly now and then just remove it from the armada and make a separate one later?
Why add it? It doesn't give us anything.
Yeah.
Having 4 doesn't give you better voting power.
I know.
You're a
I don't really
captain at
understand.
3.
I know. I just don't really understand the importance of not registering it. Or is,
I
is
mean-
there a strategic, stealthy reason that you're?
Crux never registered his.
Well, he also never had an armada. He only had the one
Okay.
ship.
You don't have to register it, so why bother?
It's paperwork then.
More paperwork, more waiting for a weird gnome to sit here for 4 days.
Hey, that was your doing.
So, do we know where to find the lawyer?
Yeah. It's
Yes.
We got his thingy. His
it's
business
this
card.
building over here. Holstoy and Gavik Barrister. But
Excellent.
you also know, and if you guys look on the far left here at these 2 journal entries, you should be able to see guilds and societies, houses and companies, yes?
Yes.
Houses and companies are where you guys would hire crews. There are many options on Braille that you could go through to try to hire a crew. These are some of them.
Okay.
The Long Fanes, the Trading Company, the Smith's Coster, Gasper's Reclamations. All these different ones will hire adventurers and fill them off for the most part. Gasper's Reclamations, I don't know. Yeah, Treasure Seekers. So they do have a small company of Treasure Seekers. Depending on what deal you make, with Gasper's Reclamations, perhaps you could make a deal for crew in return for some of the treasures you find. Minus, if you don't find treasure, you would pay them a stipend, whatever it might be.
He did ask if we were for hire.
Yeah. All these companies
So-
hire adventurers, but now that you're a captain, you can hire some of these companies.
Twinkle is most interested in resolving the issue with the elves and the mind flayers at the moment. So she is going to go talk to the lawyer if we want to split up, and some people go talk to the other woman that Callian met after the court
That's
case.
That's a dinner invite tonight.
Oh, is that?
Yes.
Chell speaks up and says, "Well, we're near Showtown, and I do have some business that I wanted to attend to there. Talk to someone."
You want to try to hire a crew there for your damselfly?
Sure. Anyone want to come with me, or shall I set out on my own?
Twinkle is definitely going to the lawyer.
I could come with you, Chell.
I'm not going to the lawyers.
No?
I'll go with Chell, but I'm not going to the lawyers.
Why don't you like the lawyer? He was awesome.
He also yelled at us for lying to him, and we very much lied to him.
We didn't. Well, We didn't lie to him intentionally about what I'm going to talk to him about.
Cho walks up to Kiszeb and she's like, "You seem pretty diplomatic. Maybe it would be best for you to talk to the lawyer."
Well, I could try. I will not guarantee success, however.
Well, no, but I mean, out of all of us, you seem to be the most thoughtful with your words.
The hell is that supposed to mean?
It means he thinks carefully about what he says before he says it. So he's probably a good person to speak to the lawyer.
You know, I'm just going to throw this out there. I feel like us being extremely thoughtful about what we say to the lawyer in the first place is what's got us in this mess.
Well,
Perhaps
still,
we are trying to see what we can do with our the problem with the melon flares.
the ship will be right back.
Did I hit a button?
No, Hungry
no.
was Hungry had the
Oh,
indigo
yeah,
highlighted when he typed.
Yeah, I could go with Twinkle to the lawyers to see what he can do.
Have you got anything better to do?
Honestly, I would prefer to go back to the ironworks and see what more I can learn, but
Well, you go do that. I'll go handle the lawyer.
Feb,
Yes, sir.
Hungry, what are you planning to do? Oh, right. Hungry stepped away, and
That
Becca,
is in between things.
Becca, are you there? If you are, you're
Yes.
muted. Okay.
I know. I was listening. Because I'm taking care of Pepe. Veb would still like to try to go get that book by eating if necessary. Other than that, Veb's good to go.
You know what? It sounds like she could use the company there. Because why don't you go with her and make sure she doesn't eat anybody?
Okay.
I wanted to go with Chell, but I feel like I really should go with fucking Veb. Oh my god.
Who wants to hold my hand? We can skip together.
don't worry. I got this. I've been finding
okay,
ways
I
to get out of my work.
I can do this on my own. I'll be fine.
All right.
Veb
So
grabs Chell's hand, starts skipping.
Veb and Kiszeb, it sounds like, are going to try to get that book.
Oh,
Twinkle,
never mind. Then Veb grabs Kiszeb.
sounds like it. Chell, where are you going?
Showtown.
Chowtown alone. Okay.
Unless someone wants to come with me. I
Callian
don't
and
care.
Hungry.
I
Hungry's
was
not
gonna
here.
go with Veb.
Going with Chell. Okay.
Veb.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
Chell.
Hungry typed that in.
Okay.
Callian
Cheb.
with Veb. You got it?
Why am I indigo all of a sudden? What the hell?
It's because you have them
'Cause you
highlighted.
clicked
Because
the
you have
ship.
the ship clicked.
Yeah, you guys are owner of all the ships.
If you have the ship highlighted when you type, it'll type out as the ship.
Okay. So perfect. Let's do this one by one then. Twinkle, you start making your way across town, eventually getting to Holstein Gothic Barristers. As you first enter, you see the secretary up front, Agatha, and she greets you as you enter. Well, welcome back. Was there something wrong with the case, or something you wanted to discuss?
No. You know, just the lawyer did such a fantastic job. I was hoping to run over some other legal matters team's been having with him that have cropped up as a result of the trial, and was hoping to possibly retain his services for we're not from the Rock, and he knows more about the political structure and the laws than we do here. So I just needed somebody that had that kind of knowledge. So I was hoping I could speak with him.
Well, of course. The only thing is, we were doing that as your legal representation through Bral. It was funded by the prince.
Right, and I totally get that. That's why I used the word retainer. I'm sorry. I'm really stressed.
No, that's fine. I take it that you do know our fees then?
No. What are your fees?
Well, there's a couple of things. We charge hourly for consulting, as well as depending on if we need to do a actual court case. You know, that could run you anywhere from 1,500 to 5,000.
Right.
Our hourly rate is 150 gold an hour just for consulting.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Mark me down for an hour and let me talk to the guy.
All right. Let me see what we have for a schedule. Roll me a d20.
He's free in 6 years and 45 minutes.
Oh my god.
You want high. Okay, 11. He says, she says, it looks like we could schedule you in for consulting him in just 4 days.
4 days. 4 days. Fantastic.
Is something wrong? You seem frazzled.
Well,
Is there a more immediate matter?
there is an immediate matter. The only issue is that I really appreciated that the things I told him were in confidence, and I feel like I don't know you that well, so I can't really guarantee that the things I tell you will be in confidence.
This conversation is not under legal confidentiality.
Right. So while everything is not fine, no, I can't really tell you why it's not fine.
I understand. We could expedite it, but it would cost 2,000 gold stipple just to reschedule some of his...
Jesus.
He's got other matters, so...
I totally get that.
It will upset some nobles to move their appointments around, but...
Yeah, we wouldn't want to upset those nobles, no. Yeah. I guess, Yeah, go ahead and put me down for 4 days from now, and I'll get back with you.
All right. It'll be 150 gold in 4 days, and you'll have an hour with Maynard.
Great, that's great. Thank you.
She smiles and waves.
The sarcastic, that's just great!
Twinkle is going to.
Oh, go ahead.
Twinkle's going to leave and fly down to the arena.
Okay. Yeah. You fly down to the arena. We'll jump to that in just a moment.
Right.
Kiszeb, as you walk in with Kiszeb, Vebin, and Callian, you walk into Gasper's Reclamations, a nice magical shop. You can see quite a few customers going in and out, and Nolan's still working here. You see him behind the counter scribing a scroll right now, but he looks up, seeing you all come in, and stops scribing to walk over and greet you. He says, welcome, and I wanted to personally welcome you, Callian, Captain Callian, I should say. I heard of your title. I was there for the hearing.
Wait, damn it! Fucking computer. Wait, before we enter, Veb's gonna cast invisibility on themselves. Continue.
Veb is invisible? Okay.
Yes, you did previously ask if we were for hire.
Yes.
And in a way we are.
Is that so? Well, we hire treasure hunters to stock our shelves. We have more than just this store, of course. We have a store in Sigil, we have some on some of the other planetary spheres. I believe we have one on Toral, as well as one in gray space, and one on Oerth.
While they're
Yeah.
busy talking, Zeb is going to try to sneakily make the way to the spot he had showed the book previously.
Roll me a stealth check, Veb.
You know, I don't think I know this lady. I think I'm just going to leave.
Kiszeb just leaves. You hear the bell
Like,
ring as Kiszeb walks
leaving
away.
before anything goes wrong.
All right. I'll roll
Wouldn't
for
she
Nolan.
have advantage?
No, it doesn't give her advantage. It's going to give
Aw.
Nolan disadvantage, though, because you're talking. He cannot see her. He could only potentially hear, if anything, but automatically fails sight checks. He does not see her, but he hears something. And he looks over and sees like a trail of sludge behind you, Callian. He says, "Did someone else come in here with you?"
Yeah, just my Thri-kreen friend, but I guess he just left.
Give me a deception. And if you fail this, he's going to put on some glasses.
I mean, technically it's not a lie.
Yeah.
No, you know you came with Veb.
You do have an inspiration, you know.
It's a DC 16, though. He rolled high.
I'm not. Yeah, no, we're
You
good.
could try to lie to him. Otherwise, you see he goes to grab some glasses. As he slides them over his eyes. Veb, he looks straight at you. He says,
That-
your, plasmoid friend is behind you.
Zeb would.
Who?
The sticky one that was following you around in the council meeting.
Is she playing one of her games again? I can't see her.
Excuse me, that's not... Don't touch that. As you're, like, at a glass case and the book is behind it, there is a small
You just see
lock.
like slime going down the glass.
He leans into you, Callian. I do recall she was very interested in that book. Please make sure she doesn't make a mess of the place.
She doesn't really make messes.
Uh,
She tends to clean them up.
well, are you here to repurchase, or interested in purchasing that book, then?
Oh, no, I came to talk about, being for hire, and we were also needing crew.
Ah,
Bev has both hands up against the glass and just goes, puts her cheek against it and goes, window shopping.
he says, well, normally we hire treasure hunters. I do have a couple of crew, that I could recommend you. And let's see, right now we have a crew of Hadozi, that I just got back into Bral not long ago. They came back from a rather successful mission. We also have a small crew of 3 Thri-kreen. They operate their ship, just the 3 of them. The Hadozi have a crew of 12. Let's see. I have a plasmoid crew, 6 of them.
I don't think I could handle 6 more.
Bev just like, you see like a ripple of anger kind of go through Bev's form, and she's like, no, plasmoids. Very territorially, like, gets upset.
Well, Hadozi are rather adventurous types. You could certainly take some of them if you want. If you're looking for more of like mercenaries, not quite what I offer. My treasure hunters are rather suitable at running a ship and moving cargo from place to place, but couldn't quite trust any of them on the battlefield. There are many guilds throughout Bral that you could hire mercenaries from, but otherwise I have a crew of Hadozi I would recommend, or either the plasmoids or the Thri-kreen, but...
I wish my lovely friend didn't leave me because he may have been interested in the Thri-kreens, but
Yeah, he will mentally contact you a moment later. Is like, is everything going on all right in there?
you want a group of Thri-kreen for your
What
ship?
are you talking about?
For your
Thri-kreen?
yeah.
Hmm. So I take it Fab hasn't murdered anybody.
No, she got caught.
Sorry.
Kiszeb at this point curious, will he was just waiting around the corner to maybe help them with a getaway if that was what was going down, but he changes his mind and goes back into the shop.
Ah, Kiszeb, yes. So he has a crew of 12 Hadozi that just got back from a really successful mission. And then there's a group of Thri-kreen that only use their ship as the 3 of them.
A minimalist crew would be cheap to hire.
Yes, the Thri-kreen are known as the Desert Stalkers. They're led by Crixus Sandblade. He's, oh, I think he's native to Anadia.
I might be interested in meeting them, if nothing else. I would be at least interested in meeting them, Captain.
So we'll meet with the Thri-kreen. We'll hold off on the Hadozi for now. We'll go look around elsewhere too. See if anyone's got more mercenary type people in case, that's what the situation calls for. And but yeah, whenever the Thri-kreen are available,
I
let
will
us
reach
know.
out to them and send a message your way when they're ready.
Awesome. Veb, get away from the book.
You sure I can't talk you into buying that book?
She didn't tell me the price of it. She just said it was really expensive, but she likes it.
120,000
my blood.
Bral coin.
Yeah.
What's rail coin to
Bral.
plat?
10 to 1, same denomination.
That sounds like a ripoff. No.
What is this book if it's worth so much anyway?
It makes you funnier. People like you more.
These magical tomes are able to enchant one with some of the information and magic distilled within them, and that magic actually builds up in this magical item over the course of a century, 100 years, and you will have it regenerated once again and able to use it again if you're a longer-lived race.
Sadly, Thri-kreen are not graced with the longevity. But perhaps Callian or...
Could always be passed
Not
down
too
as a
sure
family
about-
heirloom as well. A lovely piece, really.
It's out of a
I was
hard
impressed
bargain,
by
but
the salesmanship.
we do not currently have the funds to make that purchase. We will be on our way. Just kind of looks curiously at Callian.
Yeah.
Do you offer sponsorships to charities?
We do, actually. We give to charity quite often.
Veb is disabled, socially inept. That book would help with my disability. So if you give it at a discount, it would be charitable.
Wow. Is Fab invisible?
Beb, roll a deception.
Hold on. We have to know the answer to that one. Is Veb still invisible?
Yeah.
He's got glasses on.
She does
But
glasses.
it doesn't matter. He's just talking to nothing in our world.
He's
See,
gonna roll
Veb has terrible charisma.
He's gonna roll an insight on you.
The worst part is she's not fucking lying.
He says,
Oh.
I see. So you run an organization then?
I
We
am
would love to
organization.
donate to your organization for disabled plasmoids.
We accept all donations.
Great. What is your foundation number?
There is no foundation.
1.
Foundation number. Bev just starts like going through bags, starts going through Callian's bags.
If you don't have it, just
And-
the name of the organization. I'm sure I could put my donation through the council.
Plasmoids are us.
Plasmoids are us. I don't think I've heard of it before, but
It's new. Startup.
well, I'll tell you what. I'll make sure that my yearly donation goes to Plasmoids R Us.
We are accepting yearly donations now, and only now. And we will put your name on a lovely plaque and give sponsorship. Not sponsorship. Bev like processes for a moment, thinking. Advertisement. Bev will put advertisement on all of Armada for your ship.
Veb.
Shop.
Veb.
Signs on ship.
Veb. We can come back when we have the funds.
He says,
So painful. Just so
Well-
painful.
well, now I am slightly interested in the plaque, and you see behind him a large wall of plaques from his donations. He says, I'll make sure to make the donation to you. I will have to do it through the proper organizations to get my tax write-off with Bral, but I would love to. We normally put about 10% of our net growth into charities every year.
You could see Veb's like form like slightly boiling a little, and then just simmers and just starts walking out. Like gives up. Done.
He sees that. We don't see anything. We just see a trail of sludge leave the store.
As you hear like the bell ring and the sludge at the doorway. Did I say something to insult her?
No,
No.
it's fine.
Well,
She is charismatically challenged, though.
I will send that note to all of you as soon as I hear back from the captain.
Yep, appreciate it.
Yes, we're not going to let this be another gnome running around the docks looking for someone situation, are we?
No, we actually might like these people, whereas we didn't like that gnome, and he pissed off Twinkle. You don't piss off Twinkle.
We zoom over to Showtown. Chell and
So-
Hungry.
Before Chell enters Showtown, she's gonna go ahead and extend Semigane, unsheathe, and just like stand at the entrance and just Master Shuyan?
You see like a few people walk by and just kind of eye you.
She steps into Showtown. Master Shuyan.
You see a man, not Master Shuyan, but he has samurai swords at his side, wearing some traditional Shao garb. Good afternoon. You are looking for someone?
She bows and says, yes, I'm looking for Master Lin Shuyan. I met him several weeks ago here.
Well, that can't be right.
I'm sorry?
Master Lin Shuyan has been dead for some time.
Oh,
I'm sorry? She cocks her head.
Yes, perhaps I could help you, though. He gives a bit
Insight
of a bow.
check?
He says, I am
Yeah.
Ozamata of
She's
the
gonna-
Murawa family.
She's gonna insight check that. Yeah.
What's the
Yeah.
matter with you?
You don't read any deception. He's not lying, Hungry.
Cool.
I
So
believe
then-
Master Shuyan died about 12 years ago.
Well, then I met someone here who I sparred with, and they introduced themselves to me as Master Lin Shuyan.
Perhaps an imposter. If you're looking for training, though, my house does just that. We train in the traditional Shao style of martial arts. You look like you know how to wield your blade. Tell me, have you ever heard of the Yakuza?
I'm gonna do a history check.
Before it. Neither of you
I don't
very
believe
familiar.
I have. No.
Ah, well. I think that you would probably enjoy quite a bit of our facilities. We have training grounds, we have a place to stay for those that join our guild, and you gain the protection of the Yakuza should you join. We also have myself on the Council of Captains. I speak for us and protect Shoutown from outward influences. Not too many elves join our ranks, but wouldn't be the
Well,
first.
Well, I don't really consider myself a traditional elf, so well, first off, we are actually looking for perhaps any jobs you might have, and also if you have anybody that might be interested in joining joining us as a crew.
Ah. My apologies, I thought you were just a mercenary. Are you a captain?
Well, I myself am not, but I have a captain, yes. We have an Armada of ships, and for my ship in particular, I'm looking for a small complement. Not a huge crew, just mostly a few people to man guns in case we need them. But it is a scout ship, so we don't intend on being engaged in much battle, at least on board my ship.
Well, if you're looking for crew members, the Urawa family does have some that we could offer. That being said, we would need compensation, a percentage of your findings. Why don't we talk in private, better quarters, as there's people walking around? This sounds like something that me and you could work out rather well, for both of us.
Yes, and also, and she gestures over to Hungry. This is my associate, Hungry. He, well, as you can tell, he is often quite hungry. She gestures to him, nibbling on snacks.
He awkwardly waves.
He just kind of
Sorry.
whispers to you, Chell. We do not accept gift among our ranks in the Yakuza.
That sounds weird, but
It's
he
part
is
of the
my
rules of
associate.
being on Bral. They have their own side of the city.
Well, as I mentioned, we are quite non-traditional, so he is part of our crew, so...
Well, if you wish to join the Yakuza, you should meet with me tonight.
Well, I don't necessarily know about joining the Yakuza. It's more just if we can assist each other. I don't necessarily seek to join any groups at this particular time, though.
We don't help outside entities or families, but we're more than welcome to take more in and expand our influence.
Tell you what. I'll meet with you, but I have no promises and I don't swear any allegiances right now. Nor do I promise to swear any allegiances, but I'll hear you out.
Well, he gives a slight head bow and says, "Then, come to my small abode later this afternoon, and we shall talk some deals. Perhaps your crew and a few of our men could work something out where just a small portion of your findings and reasonable percentage is giving to the Yakuza. You would gain protection, at least while on Bral, and be an honorary member."
Protection.
Yes. There are many thieves guilds. We make sure that our people are protected and safe while on Bral.
What if it's not me that needs protected, but rather a large group of others?
Well, it would really depend on the group, but for the most part, as I said, we only protect ourselves and work with ourselves, not outside the organization.
Let's talk more tonight about this in private, as you said. But I do have one request from you. An investigation, if you will.
What might that be?
Can you find out who I spoke with those weeks ago and who I sparred with? The person who claimed themselves to be Master Lin Shuyan. I'd like to figure out who that person was and speak with them again.
Were there any witnesses?
Were there? I don't remember.
You guys beat up a bunch of
I
halflings.
have a pretty good memory.
I want to say that was me and you.
The halflings.
Yeah.
And Veb. You were there with Veb.
It was session 4, because,
You-
yay, Kanka, it
you-
links things. Hold
you
on,
beat
let me
up
check.
a bunch of halflings, and Veb was with you.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's right. I was with Callian.
Yeah. So she'll disclose, well, one of my other crewmates was here with me. And this person said that they knew my mother and taught my mother how to wield this weapon. And she wiggles Semigane in her hand. It's like, does this weapon look familiar to you, or do you know anybody who would have trained somebody with this particular weapon?
I'll give him a history check. Kind of looks it over. I've seen blades styled in this manner before. I think I know the smith, but only a guess.
It is called Semigane.
This was given to
Did
you
you-
by this mysterious man.
No, it was given to me by my mother, and this mysterious man claims that he trained my mother in how to wield it. Where she obtained it, I'm not sure. If she obtained it from him or from someone else, I don't know. But a man who claimed himself to be Master Lin Shuyan met me here many weeks ago and claimed all these things, and so I wish to ask him about that. If you can find out who that might have been, that would be
Oh.
great.
We will certainly look into it. Anyone impostoring themselves as a Yakuza member that is not is our top concern.
Well, I
We'll
don't
see if
know
any of
he
these
was in-
halflings know, or if, well, Shuyan was a Yakuza member, yes.
And that that person that called themselves Lin Shuyan was dressed in the same garb?
A similar garb. A similar garb, yeah.
Okay. So she'll relay that and say, well, I don't know that this was necessarily an imposter of the Yakuza. It may have been one of your members. They were dressed similar to you. Maybe just someone who claimed the name of your former master.
And what
For
is
shits and
claiming a
giggles, you
name
know.
that is not yours, but imposting? An impostor.
It's fair, but in any case,
I don't think
they did
imposting
appear
is
to
a word,
be.
but you know what I mean.
In any case, they did appear to be a member of your organization, so I don't suspect it would be too hard to find them. I should hope.
With that, he will give you information. House Murawa, right there on the docks, a nice large establishment that you can see just across the way. And he will offer to meet you there tonight, and we'll take a look into Lin Shuyan.
Okay.
We jump back to the arena of Thri-kreen. You walk up to the front gate and are met with Alessa, the warforged robot that guards the area. And Twinkle, as you fly over, she just kind of stops you. The door is shut. She says, "Can I help you?"
Yeah, to have a word with the elves inside. There've been some
The elves
recent
have been
developments.
moved from the arena.
Where did they get moved to?
They got moved to the Illithid's lands.
Uh-oh.
Where is that?
I believe most of them stay around the Low City.
Great.
I believe they also have some facilities in the Middle City. They should still be on Bral somewhere. But not in the arena. This is a public place. Many use it.
Okay. Thank you for your time.
My pleasure.
Oh.
But you can see that they have been moved out of the arena of Thri-kreen, and the arena stands empty and closed at the moment. Nobody in there.
Okay. Shit. And there goes that reckless plan. Yeah, at this point, I'll just go meet back up with Shell and Bip. Because,
Yeah, around that same time that they're probably leaving. You didn't spend too long. Around the same time they're leaving Gasper's Reclamations, you fly past the Great Market and see them heading out.
Hey, so small problem. They moved all the elves to the Illithid quarters.
That's not good. Did you meet with the attorneys?
You guys can all be grouped up now.
Yeah, sure.
They can come over too.
Yeah, I met with the attorneys. They said it's gonna be 4 days. I hate the way things work on Brawl. Not 4 days till they help. 4 days we can talk to them about helping.
Well, we technically have quite some time before this genuinely becomes an issue for them.
I mean, do we though?
Well, we have a few days before the Illithid are supposed to sacrifice somebody for us, or 3 people for us, so... What was that?
Nothing.
Don't
Nothing.
question.
What you rolling?
Didn't even happen.
Nothing. A smoothie.
What's that? A smoothie.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't let my roll cut you off. What are you guys saying?
I mean, that's it. That's just Chell says, yeah. So we've got a few days before they offer to sacrifice one of their own. So, what do we do in that time?
We have a dinner to go to tonight.
There's a dinner. Oh, yes.
That
With the
seems.
nobles.
I mean, are we going to tell the nobles what happened?
Feb has their own dinner plans.
What?
I think Veb should come to dinner with us. I don't entirely trust Veb's dinner plans. Sorry, Veb. But we know you eat people.
Allegedly.
I think we should come to a decision right now as a group. Are we planning on letting potential allies understand the severity of the situation that we've gotten ourselves in?
I think at this point, we may have little choice.
Yeah, I don't think we're getting anywhere by lying about it.
The question is, who are our allies in this? Who do we seek support from, and who is the wrong person to inform?
Well, clearly the Elithids were the wrong people to inform.
Obviously, but I mean, there are many groups in the council. Some seem indifferent to the Illithid, and some seem quite against them.
That's a good point. Hey, Nick.
Yes.
During the council court case, did we notice any group representative in particular when the Illithids spoke up to vow for citizenship of the elves that looked like that it particularly upset them?
Yes. Let me find. You saw an elven-looking captain that was rather upset when the Mind Flayers got a hold of so many elves in their ranks. He was the most loudest, speaking out, and during the hearing, you know he was addressed as the leader of the Pragmatic Order of Thought.
Okay. Did they have a resident chapter house somewhere in on Bral, or?
They do. Which I'll be damned if I can find it, but Pragmatic Order of Thought, somewhere around here. But yes, they do.
Well, I mean, I think we should probably start with the people that were rubbed the wrongest by that guy, the Mind Flayer speaking up at the courts. So maybe we talk to those Praggy Thought people.
The pots.
The Praggy Thought people. You were there.
He means the Pragmatic Thought.
Yeah, that.
Order of thoughts, and they're sometimes called the pots.
GOTS.
But that's irrelevant.
Where are they? I don't see them.
Well, they
Another
run out of
podcast.
House Mosantas, which is a noble house. I don't know if they actually have a frontward organization. What it reads is that they have a bunch of safe houses among Bral that they use. So they run a network of safe houses in assisting escaping slaves. The Bralian chapter of the Order is one of the largest and most powerful anywhere.
Sounds perfect. The first part. Their main thing. Escaped slaves.
The Pragmatic Order of Thought, or the Order, sometimes referred to as POTS by its detractors, so people that don't like them, I guess, is one of the few organizations on Bral motivated by something beyond crass gain. Membership is open to any good-aligned individual, although typically they attract chaotic or neutral individuals. They are a society dedicated to the advancement of individual rights and liberties in the face of oppression and slavery. Their symbol is a torch held aloft.
Yeah, why don't we go talk to those people?
Yeah, that's a good question. Where do we talk to those people?
I think you just go to the noble house, I would say.
We just go to the noble house.
Yeah, I would say.
They might have a spot somewhere that I can't find, but no, I would say the noble house. I know
So
that
we
they
can
do.
try
have
to
something around.
make a meeting with this noble. We could still talk to the other captain to see if she has excess crew to give up. I know me and Callian might have a small conversation with some Thri-kreen, claimed to be from Anadia.
Well, look, I'm just concerned with the thousands of elves we condemned to be harvested for their deaths. But, you know, if you guys want to go hunt for crew members, that's totally fine.
Well, I mean,
I will go deal with this.
No.
I really wish you'd just say it louder in the middle of towns and stuff, you know?
Sorry, I'm having a rough day. I almost went and teleported 1,000 elves out of this. You know, never mind what I've been doing. let's handle. Let's have a nervous breakdown.
well, I think it makes sense that we should probably go talk to that elven family, the one that insert name here, that DM just mentioned. That we should go to the pots and talk to that family.
House Mosantas.
House Masatas, yes. And I looked. I don't see anything on the map. I don't think it's on here at all.
Yeah, it might
So do we
not
want to
be.
do that before dinner, or
Yes.
thank you, Hungry?
You're welcome.
I know doing something before dinner is against your nature, and I really appreciate that.
Of course, you know, there are a lot of lives at stake. And I've been snacking all day, so I can hold over till dinner.
See if I can find anything on this. Leader of the local chapter. Age 53. Falcon's Legion. No. Plus transport.
Oh, I
No.
found House Monsantos.
Yeah, I know where that
Where?
is. Just seeing if there's a building.
I didn't find one.
Yeah, I found the building.
Where? Ping it.
I'll draw a really long line.
Oh wow. Okay, I see. Way
Uh,
over here.
It seems like the Pantheist Temple of Tyr has some level of them running out of there as well. So there's a Tyr pantheon that they also run out of. So you could either go to church, or you can go to the noble's house and try to talk directly with him.
Take me to church.
We're not getting into a tangent singing about churches. But that is also an option if we don't want to speak to the noble, but I imagine we want a more direct approach to this issue.
Plus, staying at Noble's house is always nice. They have good views.
I say we go talk to the noble.
Aye.
All right.
Yes.
Making your way through Bral over to Noble Street until you pass by quite a few nice mansions. Shall you see one that looks very Shao style? Looks like a similar style of building, and directly across the way you see another. And you actually see a name, like, you know, on like a mailbox or like a front little like embroidered name on their fence. This is House Marawa, where he seems to actually live. And across the way you see Lord Chan Fu Wu. Make your way past until you see House Osantas. The gate seems to be guarded by a small auto-gnome. And as you approach the gate, he says, "Greetings, welcome to House Mosantas. How can I help you?"
We were wishing for an audience.
An audience with Tario.
Yeah.
Very well. Did you have an appointment with him?
Oh my god.
Yeah, tell him we had 1,500 elves we just gave to mind flayers.
I see.
And we regret it. That's a good invitation, right? We wanted honesty.
No.
Throw me a persuasion check.
This is my portent roll for the day.
Flash of genius?
That's fine. You see, he says,
Yes, that is a serious issue we're undergoing.
Just clearing that, sorry.
It was like, what the hell's that? I shot the guy?
No, the buttons got all fucked up on my screen.
He says, right, an order of the highest regard. Very well. Give me a moment. And he goes to step away. Just a minute later, he comes back out. Tario will see you.
Oh, thank goodness.
You see a large walled complex, not as heavily guarded as the other buildings around, and like a nice noble house, nothing too crazy. But stepping out to the front patio area, you see Tario, a tall and slender half-elf, with, rather graceful and strong looks. He looks like he is also a fighter of sorts, not just a weak noble. But as he comes over, he says, welcome. I heard from one of my autonomes that you are here in regards of the elves that were taken, yes? You worded it rather poorly.
Yeah, sorry about that. So, we, long story short, we entered a deal with, the mind flayers that, they, took advantage of.
Quite aware of the deal. I was at the hearing.
Yeah, well, see, the thing is, we didn't actually make that side of the deal with them. Like, we didn't know they were going to be citizens of the mind flayers and be sent to be harvested on a planet by them, which is what they intend. They were just supposed to get ships and go out in the stars, and now the mind flayers have kind of screwed us. And
And
They're
there's
turning those
also-
1,500 people into slaves.
yeah, and there are way more of them down there than they are telling the city. So
right,
there's
yeah,
not
We
a whole lot
should
we can do about it.
probably take this
All right,
conversation somewhere a little bit more private.
One at a time, yes. Don't think anybody
So we
has
should have
snuck in
any
past my
snacks.
walls, but come inside. I have a nice gallery we can sit in.
Is there food? Do I see food?
I have plenty
cool.
of food. Don't worry.
Oh, I'm just looking.
As you come in, he gets a few autonomes to go out back and get food.
Yeah, kill the cow.
And he sits down in a nice noble's gallery. Decorated on the walls, you can see quite a few pictures of crews that he seems to be kind of like hanging out with, but he doesn't seem to quite be part of the crew.
Ooh.
And you can see all different crews all around.
Where are you going, Veb?
Nowhere.
Veb, throw a stealth.
Smoothie.
Throw a stealth, Veb.
Hold on.
You gotta
Oh wait,
see
that
if
should
you
be
get away
perception,
before
not
you.
insight.
I know. So I'm like, damn it, stay still, because it was moving. No, god damn it.
12. Passive for this would be everybody except for Callian and Kiszeb noticing.
I'm back.
As you're slinking away, does anyone stop you?
Feb, where
I
you
mean, I
going?
guess not.
Yeah, just look at everybody else that noticed, and we'll all just see what they do.
That pretends to be admiring the plants around the garden.
She's gonna go try to eat something or someone.
Should one of us keep an eye on Veb?
I don't need a babysitter. I am not 200.
You know,
Nope,
people who
Deb's
talk
gone.
like
Fine.
that need a babysitter.
I guess she's like running past.
What is she doing?
She disappears
She's
around
admiring
the
the
building.
garden.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys all go inside except for Veb then. And
I'll keep an eye on there.
you see
Bev will keep an eye on you through the windows and smush against them.
Tario just makes a comment, is your friend
Yes,
right of
that's
the
normal.
mind?
No.
She's a plasma.
No.
Of course she is.
Not even
Bev can
close.
answer that. No.
It's also like they fight with their hands and they get hit in the face and head a lot.
She just kind of like cocks her head at Tario and is like, "Do you think that plasmoids have minds to be right in?"
And he pulls
She's-
down one picture from the wall. It's a crew of plasmoids that he's standing by. He says, I've worked with many. We saved a good 300 plasmoids from being indentured into slavery into the Neogi's ranks.
500 or 5 times that for the elves.
Well, right, but what I'm saying is our plasmoids kind of special.
Yeah, our plasmoid's nuts. That's not what we're here about, though.
Yes.
You hear a hard hit on the window and a splat.
Like a sun, it's like a sunscreen, blocks the sun.
Anyway, so like we were saying, we made some mistakes, trusting the mind flayers, obviously.
Obviously.
They seemed really cool at the time, but they were hiding their intentions to eat all those elves.
Truly, the mind
And,
flayers seemed cool.
Well, we did a bunch of drugs with them, so I mean, they seem pretty cool. But
Okay, no, we didn't do a bunch of drugs. Like,
okay, I did a lot. Mistakes were made. Okay.
All right.
But-
Well, if that is your idea of cool, I suppose. I don't partake myself. Well,
Oh God.
in regard to the elves, what's done on Bral is done legally. Of course, if you had a way to sneak them out of the current ranks of the mind flayers, we might be able to slip them into some of our safe houses. Though there are many of
Well,
them, might be best
What
to
if
just
there
get
were
them
more
off the
mind
rock.
flayers down there than everybody knew about?
Like a lot.
There's rumors of that, but
like 5 times as many as
Like
they
a
say.
lot.
Not 10, but 50.
you would have to prove it in some way. Show the prince what is going on, but I must be honest, I don't have that much faith in the prince. That's why a lot of what we do is done in the shadows. Our safe houses are unmarked and unknown, and we try to keep things that way. Prince Andrew's not privy to much of what I do.
So let's be honest here. We're not exactly seeking the most legal way of fixing this situation. We're just looking at the best way.
Yes, nor do I offer a
And-
legal way. I can only offer an illegal way. We can smuggle them out of there and hide them from the mind flayers for now. How many mind flayers did you see?
Approximately 40 or more.
You see, he kind of sits up. 40.
Or more.
That was just the amount that we saw. In all likelihood, there could be 100, if not more.
Well, that is quite problematic. Have you,
You
any
see our-
proof of this? Is there...
Only what we saw, but I mean, how can we prove it? What would suffice as proof to the prince in order to allow for a legal means to step in here?
Well, you're always welcome to put your word against it. I would recommend getting a good lawyer if you wish to sit on the council again, but perhaps if you could get some type of arcane imagery.
What do you mean?
A hologram of the area that they were in. Perhaps sneak back in pretending to do drugs with them.
I was one time.
Sounds like you gotta do it again, Twinkle.
If you were
I mean,
able
I
to
would do it
just
again.
acquire just a quick arcane image of the grouping of them or their society down there, that might be enough.
Side
Okay.
question. Go ahead, Joe.
How would we be able to do that? Is that something that you would be able to assist us with?
Do you have
'Cause
a
I don't
wizard
know
on
if
your
we-
crew?
No.
You may want to hire a wizard.
To
you
go
have
do a
one
bunch of
available?
drugs with mind flayers.
Do you have
Right.
one available?
I could find one by the end of the day.
It's a pretty good turnaround.
Better than the 4 days the lawyer cost us.
Well, it's a pressing matter. If these elves are in mind flayer hands, they could be killed rather quickly. At least some of them, and we need to save all that we can.
Right, and well, I guess as Twinkle alluded to, I don't think we have an attorney option here. That's going to take too long and be far too expensive. Anything we can do to expedite this, like if we can attempt this via legal means in a way that doesn't alert the Illithid, and if not, then I guess we may need to extract them with the assistance of your group.
The
So we're
Illithid
gonna
are...
raid the mind flayers.
Well, the Illithid are on the Council of Captains. Nothing going through the Council would be unbeknownst to them.
Well, then we don't go through the council, we go direct to the prince and show him direct evidence, thereby circumventing the council.
You'd be damned lucky to get an audience with the Prince.
For something of this magnitude, I think it should be prudent.
Yes, well...
True, but it's all a matter of opinion. If
Is
he
that something that... Sorry, go ahead.
If he doesn't believe it's prudent, we may not get an audience at all.
You have to
Is it
understand,
something-
the Prince doesn't seem to sit well with you at the moment. He was
Right.
allies with the Xerxian Empire.
Is this something that maybe you could use your clout to get an audience with him?
I am
Or
not
we have a
quite-
captain in our rank.
I'm not
Callian.
quite looked upon in the most favorable light on Bral. City of pirates and all. One of the few that does
You-
not drink, do drugs, or party. And I don't deal in many legal means either. I skirt many of the rules.
Do you have any allies on the council that you may be able to assist you with getting an audience direct with the prince?
I don't have direct allies per se, but I know some enemies of your enemies.
Or that
So-
works.
Here's my question. If we are able to get arcane imagery of the number of Illithids that are down there, what
Then
would we
what?
need to leverage it against? I mean, who are we going to show it to that's going to help at that point?
We'd have to bring a charge against them.
Indeed, you would have to bring a charge against them, and I would recommend legal counsel to aid you through that, but without any
Would it matter
proof-
how many captains we could sway for a legal battle? It would, right? Having more captains registered, does that help us at all?
Well, having registered captains doesn't help much, but any registered captain would have a vote on the council, should they be on your
Right.
side. Of course, bribery is illegal in Bral too, so you must be careful
it
what
is
you
worth getting-
say.
2 more ships.
I don't think
We can't
have-
afford 2 more ships.
No.
Yes, can't afford too much ships. So, what are these enemies you spoke of?
Hmm.
Enemies to the Illithid.
Everybody give me a group persuasion check. And I'm going to say with advantage, actually. Because you're trying to help out a bunch of elves. We're going to take the average here. So everyone roll for me. Advantage persuasion. All right, Veb.
Oh, I rolled a disadvantage.
Actually, Veb,
but-
you're not in here, so you're fine. Disadvantage would be one more. Okay, you have an in there. So 4. Let me see here. 23 plus 16 plus 13 plus 17 plus 18 plus 1 because you rolled disadvantage, divided by 5 of you, yes? 17.6.
Yeah.
It's a good overall roll. He says, well, understand that I don't tell you this lightly. I trust that your intentions are good, even if your actions are not always. I would... Jesus Christ, don't send me that for a fucking image. Never mind that, I got a message. I would recommend, and this is just between me and you, there's one on Prince Andrew's council that is, well, to say the least, plotting against him. His right-hand man, Lord Diodin Katan, one of his most trusted allies. Unbeknownst to Andrew, there's a plan for a coup. Would that
Soon.
happen, the new leader likely would be passed down to the old Kozar family, House Kalar.
And is this House Kalar less likely to side with the Mind Flayers?
House Kalar would not side with the Mind Flayers, I do not believe, but I can't speak exactly for Arik. He's young and influential, but related to Andrew nonetheless. He is his nephew.
How long? When is this coup supposed to happen?
Who is that officially? Well, we don't know
Hmm.
that.
I mean,
Officially,
I'm
it's
just-
not going to happen, and unofficially, there's no set date, and it should not be spoken of outside of this room. Understand that?
yeah, of course, but we don't exactly have a lot of time.
That is
House
fine.
Kular?
So House Kalar are the people that Andrew's nephew lives with, the Kalar family.
Can you spell that? Where is it? See, Kulak. Kalarn. Oh,
Kalar, top
Yeah.
of the top right
Artan.
here.
Okay, see. Kalar.
By
Gotcha.
the way, if you go from House Montetis, kind of
Yeah, it's
straight
right,
up,
right
right?
up here. He says,
Right there.
yes, Prince Elena Kozar is currently the widow of Prince Kalar. He was killed, you see, the rightful heir to the throne. Killed in cold blood on the streets of Bral, found the next day in the gutter. Then Prince Andrew ascended to the throne. Rather suspicious.
Hmm.
So basically, the easiest way for this coup to be carried out would be for somebody to kill the prince.
Well, that would be the completion of the coup, to be quite honest. And the easiest way to carry it out, I think, would be to convince some of the noble families to join your side. I would start with Kartan. He is his right-hand man and leader of the coup if you wish to speak with him. I believe they already have some influence. Personally, I have chosen to stay out of the coup. I was approached.
Fair. Thank you for this information and your advice.
Well, best
But,
of luck,
just
then.
to confirm this arcane imagery.
I think I have an idea about that. But if you could secure that wizard for us anyway, that would be great.
I will see what I can do about securing a wizard to join your ranks, and you are all willing then to head down, make another trip to the Mind Flayer Den?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Question becomes, we don't sneak anyone out. We're gonna play the legal battle.
I don't know how we
the-
would sneak out 1,500 people.
Yeah, I mean, we'd have to create a hell of a distraction to even cause to get them out. I mean, if we could load them on a ship and get them on their way too, would be the preferred option. But
Yeah, I mean,
If
if
we
we were
give them
sneaking out
time-
1,500 people, we might as well just kill 60 Mind Flayers.
yeah, let's just do that. But if we give them time, less people we save, more than likely.
If I were to guess, it is very likely that they will be moving them off Bral as soon as possible.
Yes, they mentioned they had a planet ideal for them.
So why don't we just jack the Nautiloid in mid-path, like straight piracy, and then get them? They're already off the Rock of Brawl.
Because we'd still be fighting 60 Mind Flayers.
You think all 60 are gonna leave the Brock to go with that transport?
I thought you said 40.
We're guessing.
We're fuzzy the numbers that are down there. We know it's a lot.
He did drugs. 50.
50.
69.
What?
Nice.
Not that number.
Well,
But there would
But
still be like
There
we
would be a
said,
transport. There would be some. But, I mean, I'm afraid that if we wait for the legal battle, it's just going to be. Even if we win, we've given them so much time. But if we lose, then what? We just have to abide by the rule. We wasted a lot of time and can't do anything. What would we do if we lost?
well, are you willing to potentially die for
1,500 people's lives? Yes.
well, as you said, once they're off Bral, it's not Bral's authority anymore. As I said, most of my work is done in the shadows, not through legal battles.
And I'm a pirate, so I'd rather die fighting out there than through the courtrooms here.
if I am
Let's
Yes,
basically
we don't-
give you the creeps.
Oh. All right, who wants to go first?
Sorry. Go ahead.
If I'm understanding what you're saying, is you might be willing to provide assistance once they're off the rock.
We could get the transport ships, move them.
All right.
I would also be willing to fund some of the operation. Hire the wizard for you, hire the transport ships.
So we definitely have a plan B.
And we, being allies with the Mind Flayers in their minds, maybe Trinkle does a little more drugs and we get stationed as part of the security detail for the transport. Someone flies our ships behind with the link helms. Some of us on the ships already, some of us maybe not, but it's just an idea to expand on, I think. I'd rather do that than settle it in court.
That's actually not a bad idea. We could even call it a escort mission slash, making sure that they're keeping their word about transporting them to a planet to live, and then we'll
Inspect the planet.
we'll inspect the planet and inspect their transport just to make sure that they're keeping that end of the word, and then we'll tell them that okay, once we are satisfied with our inspection, then we'll consider our deal complete and closed, and then we just
Complete
know,
deal with a
big fight in space.
Yeah, we would have to probably board and fight them then. Don't want to risk killing too many. Of the elves, anyway.
But it would be crucial to have some people on the ship already.
So sounds rather complicated. I don't mean to sound like like, I don't believe in all of you, but 40 plus mind flayers boarding and attacking their ship, that sounds rather impossible.
Yeah. I have a different thought.
I just didn't assume all would go with the ship. Figured they'd been
we-
hiding their numbers here.
I'm just going off of your numbers. I don't.
Say we do let them take the elves off to this planet, and we escort them there. Then we know where the elves are. We could just take them from there.
Stealth rogue
True.
mission to the planet. Bad idea. Might take you some time, depending on how far the planet is. But that is a more convenient route than battling them in their ship itself.
Where would even be a safe place to put them if we don't have ships ready for them to get on, Twinkle? We need them
If they're
away,
provided-
right? So
Let's
we would
bring
have
them
to.
back to Bral.
Yeah. No, I mean, we would have to take their ships. We can't
As-
just teleport there
as
and get them
I-
off, right?
As I said, I am willing to take the elves upon my own cost of purchasing transport ships and crews to move them. You will have
Wonder
to
if we could-
facilitate the situation, but I will make it happen.
All right. Well, that's good to know. Appreciate that much.
Anything
Nice.
to end slavery. Of course, there's no
Yeah,
end
the
to
slavery
it.
part was kind of unintentional.
I'm sure it was. Mind flayers are rather tricky, and if you do sneak back into their den, don't forget that.
Sounds like we need to decide what we want to do at our ship, maybe over a round of drinks and food before dinner. You know, little afternoon lunch.
Well, I'll try to
Late
find a
lunch.
wizard and seek you all
Wait,
out
are we
when I
still
do.
sneaking into the mind flayers? Is that still a thing?
Maybe we can go talk about it and what else we have to do, and he can look for the wizard, and we could kind of lay out our plan before we want to go to the dinner tonight.
Okay.
Because realistically, if we wanted to reduce the number of losses as much as we can, then as soon as possible would be preferred. But if not, we could sneak them off the planet they're going to be stored on.
I don't know
Veb,
why that meme is making me giggle so much.
Veb, anything you're doing outside?
Zeb mysteriously pulls out a vape and just starts vaping in the garden.
You see one of the autognomes come over and just tries to grab it from you, but he's far too short.
Yeah. And Deb just like sucks it into her body and like has it travel to like the other hand through herself.
Just out the window, you all see an autognome chasing Veb around. He says, well, sounds like we all have our work cut out for us. Enjoy your evening, and thank you for telling me this. The pragmatic order of thought is on your side in this regard. We'll do what we can.
It's nice that somebody is. Thanks.
Speaking
Hear a
of,
lot of coughing and laughing outside.
we'll catch our friend before she tramples your garden.
I find it funny, Chell.
I don't know. It's just old memes just get me.
That's as many as 4 10s, and that's terrible. You guys head out. Let's
And the
do...
best part is that is canonical.
Yeah.
That is from a canonical book, so that happened at some point in DC lore.
Yeah, lots of stupid shit happened in DC lore.
What did he steal? He stole 40 pies or something?
Cakes.
Cakes? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
As many as 4 10s.
let's do a quick break stream. We'll see you in a little bit here, 15 minutes or sooner. And we will come back, and I really need to go blow my nose. And then you guys can tell me what your plan is on Bral. All right, welcome back, everyone. We jump back into the session here
What if I do want to hear ah?
with
thought they
not
might be
heard it.
with not that. And you guys can tell me what you want to do from here on. You leave Cario Mosanta's house, the speaker, the leader of the pragmatic order of thought here on Bral, and goes over quite a few things with you. Potential plans to help find a wizard, to get some arcane imagery of the Illithids, or at least at a minimum, or a maximum really, get a bunch of transport ships and pay the crews to move the elves for you into some of his safe locations.
We just need an encode thoughts. It's like what, 2nd level spell?
Need a
Need what?
Encode thoughts.
Encode thoughts.
Anyone got it? No?
Nope.
Okay.
No.
It is a wizard spell. That's why you
Is
need
it specifically wizard?
It's specifically, that's why you need a wizard.
Fuck.
Yes.
Yeah, your
They can-
Thri-kreen does not.
They can make a tangible image memory. An idea, a memory, or a message transform into a tangible string of glowing energy.
So, I think at this point we're at dinners.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We have some downtime before dinner, and shall you have dinner with what was his name?
I wrote it down. It was
Armada.
Ozamata Kumurawa.
yeah, that.
Then, as you pass by House Kalanda, the party prepares for a dinner, and Shell turns, starts to leave. Conversation, you head over there alone.
Is anybody coming with or no?
I don't think you.
She
even-
turns to Hungry and says, I don't think they're going to be very happy to Gift being present, but
Yeah, he wants to add to his population. I already belong to Gift Town. He's not wrong, so I don't blame him.
Yeah, I think I'm good on dealing with the criminal elements of Brawl more than we already have. Guy seems kind of shady.
well, I mean, other than me trying to figure out who this person was I spoke with weeks ago, should I mean, I have no plans to join their organization. Should I even attempt to recruit a crew from them or no?
They'll likely ask you to join them if they're gonna.
I mean, if you
Recruit
can
from the
recruit a crew from them without joining and just offer to pay them like we would any other crew, I don't see the harm.
That's true.
Okay.
If you want the body to go with you, I will go with you this time.
I mean, especially if they're capable, you know, star navigators, sailors, whatever we call ourselves. If they're a capable crew, I mean, I don't see the purpose of turning them down.
We don't
Yeah.
refer to ourselves as pirates, though, Twinkle. Just keep that in mind.
We have
Well,
one pirate. That is
To be
enough.
clear, some of us have very distinctly referred to ourselves as pirates many times.
Shh.
I don't know what Giff would ever possibly meant to call himself a pirate.
Well, you know one.
Kiszeb was being sarcastic and kind of somehow side-eyeing in spite of his eyes just remaining stagnant and not moving. But he will go with Chell to her dinner with House Murawa.
Morawa.
Hi.
All right. You guys head over there. And the rest of the party prepares for a dinner here. Do we arrive in our adventuring clothes, or do we buy noble attire?
We'll just use disguise self and change into the dress blues, military dress blues.
Twinkle's always in her dressiest clothes.
I go with my adventuring clothes.
She throws a little more glitter on herself than normal.
Chell will clean up her adventuring clothes and, like tidy up her cloak and make it all look nice and everything.
Yeah.
But
Kiszeb
she
will
doesn't
wear
have any-
his green sash, and that pretty much sums up his attire.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kiszeb, you're going to Murawawa. The rest of them are going here. All right. So then,
That doesn't twist at all.
we're going to do 2 different dinners. We will start with House Kalanda. Beb, do you go to the dinners too? Which one do you go to? Your call, if any.
Remember that you was
God.
Unless she went AFK again. Veb, did you go AFK again?
I'm here. I can't mute and unmute easily because
No, that's okay.
mic isn't the usual. That will just shift into nicer clothes and go.
All right, to the noble dinner or with Chell? For the Yakuza dinner.
Ooh, never mind. Go with Chell. What's going on with Chell?
Yeah, Chell is going to a Yakuza dinner.
Okay. Vev will follow because Vev knows that only Yakuza can go to Yakuza dinner, and so that way Vev can lose everyone. You don't know this. This is meta. Yep, go with Chell.
All right. The rest of the party heading in. We'll do House Kalanda first. As we come to tonight, where the party begins. You know what? I'll make it so that everyone can see this map. Global illumination. We'll take away token vision, and we'll paste you guys down.
Good boy.
The
Whose
3
house
of
is
you...
this?
House Kalanda.
Kalanda. Gotcha.
The 3 of you arrive, and you're first greeted by Isandra, the one who invited you. She says, "Oh, I am so glad that you made it. I have a few guests here tonight that I would love for you to meet."
Oh, our pleasure, of course.
Lovely.
A dinner is prepared. Servants come in with the first meal. It's a full 3-course dinner. Isandra looks at all of you and just Twinkle, I suppose, you look rather fine. You have a nice dress on, but Callian in adventuring clothes, hungry. Did you say you styled up, or are you just in like an army outfit?
Yeah, I'm in like the military dress clothes.
Military garb. She seems to think that's all right, but she looks at you, Callie, and she says, "Do you need to borrow a dress, dear?"
No,
Oh, sick burn.
I'm good.
I believe I have
Damn.
some in your size.
I mean, I don't like looking like a noble. I'd rather not be seen as the princess today.
Very well. You get brought over to a dinner table. Food is served, and she introduces the 3 of you as you enter the room, and says, "This is Lord Theoden Kartan and Lady Elena Kozar. They were rather interested in speaking with you. But first, dinner." And a small salad is brought out. There's knives and forks on the right sides of the plates, and multiple spoons, and just a whole fancy dinner laid out that you see they all seem to be rather informed on the proper etiquette of dining. And except for Kartan, who you see his elbows go up on the table, and you just hear Kalanda, "Ahem." And he moves his elbows back. "Sorry. It's a pleasure to meet all of you." As he turns to you, your group, I'm Lord Theoden Kartan. I am, well, to say the least, Prince Andrew's right-hand man. Your hearing the other night, it brought all of us to talk a bit after the council meeting. I want to know what your stance is on Andrew and Bral itself. I know you're somewhat newcomers to the Rock, having the situation with Toril been a bit of a pause for all of you to show up. Is there, any allegiances or anything we should know of between you and the loyalty of Prince Andrew?
No. We have no loyalty to him.
As I'm sure you found out in that meeting, he's rather, upset with the current circumstance of the Xerxian Empire. Many of his guards were their men. With the elves out of the picture... Go ahead.
Yeah, he seemed to be pretty adamant in charging us with the destruction of the Xerxian Empire. I don't know where he would have gotten that idea.
Likely from the elves themselves. He works hand in hand with them. Don't know where most of them disappeared to, but it was a rather upsetting event for him, to say the least.
What about for you? We hear, Taylor on Brawl is that if, quote unquote, heavens forbid something were to happen to the prince, that you would be next in line to inherit control of the Rock of Brawl.
Me next in line, not quite. He looks to Elena Kozar across the seat and she says, That would be my son.
Oh, right, sorry.
Arik, and she calls to the other room. And you see a young Arik Kozar step out, almost a spitting image of Prince Andrew, but much younger. She says, Everyone, this is Arik Kozar, rightful heir to the throne of Bral. Had Prince Andrew not slain his father in cold blood. Comes and sits at the table. We've invited you here today to talk about correcting those wrongs, and yours as well. Bertan, well, I think that with another captain on our side, it sways the favor on our side. With the elves out of the way, it weakens his. This is all thanks to you, and I feel as though you should be informed of the coming coup. I would love to have your aid in it as well. We plan to overthrow Andrew sometime within the next 10 days.
So you're planning on overthrowing him with a vote?
No. Not quite. A battle. There's no chance of outvoting him on the council, not at the current standing. The best we could do would be to kill him in cold blood.
And how do you plan on doing this?
Well, I have about half of the guards that will rally to my side. With the help of some favorable adventures, I believe that it might be possible. Otherwise, the outcome is rather... well, let's just say we stand on rather even footing. Arik looks up and says, It is true what they say. He slew my father in the streets of Bral, and left his body there for them sweepers to find in the morning. Threw him away like some trash for the jettison.
Well, I mean, look, not that we don't feel extremely bad about what happened to your father. I'm sure he was a great man. We never got to meet him. But we are already kind of up to our necks in mind flayer trouble. Don't really want to elaborate a whole lot on that.
I understand
But,
that you've your own private deals with the mind flayers. I was hoping that there was some distaste between the two of you, but perhaps I was mistaken.
No, there's a lot of distaste. They're pretty fucked. They definitely screwed us. Really should have seen that coming in hindsight.
Yes. No, they're rather good at negotiating the council chambers, so. A second meal comes out.
Sweet.
If we were to aid young Sir Eric here in this coup, I don't mean to sound bluntly with this, but we could do with an ally in that kind of power with what's in it for us.
Well, you already have a seat on the council, but you could have a seat on the throne. Not the throne itself, but one of the seats of power. The throne itself will go to Eric. I will stay his right-hand man. And there is, the Proncula, there's the council wizard, there's quite a few positions you could take. You would essentially become royalty. We could even find you a manor somewhere. There's a couple of them that are abandoned.
Twinkle looks to Callian to see if any of that interests her.
She seems unimpressed by that offer.
What about the elves?
What about the elves?
Yeah, we're more concerned right now with the 1,500 elves that are going to be eaten with mind flayers. I mean, don't take me wrong. That does all sound very nice. But like I said, we're kind of up to our asses in mind flayers eating elves problems right at the second. Could really use some more help along those lines.
Well, I don't quite understand.
You see, what had happened was.
Do you
God, I can't
inform
believe
him
I'm
of
gonna
it
tell
all?
the story again. We had these 1,500 elves, and we were trying to teleport them somewhere safe, and then we ended up on the Rock of Bral so they could get ships to go traverse the galaxy. Well, the mind flayers fucked us on that deal. They're gonna go take them to a planet and harvest them like cattle and slowly eat them. So we're trying to get that resolved where they don't get eaten, and we can take them back from the mind flayers. The issue with that is there's way more mind flayers down and underneath the Rock of Bral than anybody knew about. So we can't just go in there and kill all the mind flayers and take them back.
Murder's also illegal on the rock.
Oh yeah, and there's that. I really don't think at this point, Callie, and anybody would care if we killed the mind flayers other than the mind flayers.
I'm just saying.
So that's where we're at.
Trauma dumping.
I ate some of the food off of Prince Andrew's plate.
Okay.
He wasn't eating it, so.
That's also a concern should he take over as the prince. There's like 50, 60 mind flayers underneath the Rock of Bral right now.
Yeah.
Give me insight checks for this dinner.
Oh god. Oh, that's investigation. Wrong thing. Oh, I'm even worse at insight.
I'll use my inspiration just cause.
Oh
Dang.
no.
worse.
Well, you got a 17, Hungry. It's not bad.
I mean, I was just going for that nat 20.
Well, we'll keep the 17 unless this fails. But Twinkle, that's a much better roll. We're going to go ahead and roll a deception. 22. Twinkle, something about Lord Deodin strikes you much like it did with the Mind Flayers. He doesn't seem like the greatest resource. Something, you don't know what, because nothing was revealed in any way, yet something about his demeanor, his lack of interest in saving the elves, and his cold-bloodedness. There's definitely some evil there that you sense.
Yeah.
He says,
So you can understand with our current predicament going on, why we're kind of already wrapped up in a lot right now to go throwing a coup.
I understand. Well, I was hoping to secure your aid, but I, at least I'm sure, can secure your silence. Yes?
Of course.
Oh, sure, yeah, we're not going to go blabbing. You know, we don't need any knives in the street either.
Yeah, we also don't care necessarily for the prince, right? So.
Yeah, like we said, we're not really on the side of the prince anyway. So young Eric here takes over. I mean, he seems like a nice fellow.
Yeah, if he has this accidental fall in the street, that's, whose fault is that?
And on a
Yeah, not our
26,
business.
Eric does seem like a nice fellow. Naive and young, but nice.
The mom?
She's okay. She's a noble. She's a little bit stuck up, but she's okay.
Making sure it wasn't a Cersei Lannister with Tywin situation.
Yeah, I very much get the vibe that Lord Carton would be guiding most of the decisions behind the throne if Eric were to take over.
Yeah, it looks like Elena mostly just, she wants, revenge for her dead husband. She wants Eric to take the throne as it is his rightful spot. But she doesn't personally seem like she has any real goals beyond that, right? Yeah, I mean, murder is part of that situation.
Like her committing it, though.
Yeah.
Just getting other people to do the work.
Isandra says, well, I really had thought that you all would be interested. If not, if you are just mercenaries for hire, then I always could pay you if that is more enticing than a noble house on the rock is rather expensive land, but would money be more intriguing to you?
I look at the others.
Oh, Twinkle was looking at you.
Hungry's not so concerned about it at the moment, so he's open to money, but
we have a lot on our plate right now. I mean, don't get me wrong, we always like money, but if we can get this Mind Flayer and elf situation resolved in time to get back to, help out, maybe.
Should we be free?
I can't guarantee when the coup will happen, but by the end of the 10-day, we plan to strike. I would suggest that if you don't want to join the fray, you keep your heads low.
Yep, low as can be, and if we do intend to join the fray, you'll be the first to know.
Very well. I'm sorry that we couldn't come to a more amicable agreement, but as is the way of things.
I mean, you did offer a royal to be a royal, so.
Yeah, I mean, she is a princess.
A princess to a dead empire, yes. Quite the princess.
I'm a marquise, so, somewhere.
The dead empire with the citadel that still is flying around, yes.
Is it?
It
I was
is.
told it was gone.
Yeah, we hadn't told anybody that.
They're lying.
Is that so?
Yeah.
The rest of your family, then?
My mother's dead. My uncle is alive.
That's a
Albeit, he can't ascend.
rather interesting change of pace. If the elves are still alive, And tell me this, do you know... Is there a chance that they might return to Bral?
I don't know, and if I see my uncle, he will die.
See. I'll have to look into this some more. 10-day might end up being pushed back if the elves are still involved. This is something we must do at the right time, understand? The elves being gone was my one chance, I thought, but... Well, this throws a wrench in things.
Wouldn't want your people ending up dead because my uncle shows up at the wrong moment.
I mean, surely somebody would notice the Citadel flying up.
They still have some of their star moss.
Yes, they could arrive rather quickly, cause an issue in the coup. Or he might be hiding them even. We'll do a full investigation and see what we can come up with.
Yeah, absolutely. We'd be interested in the results of that investigation, too. We have our, obviously have our own scores to settle with them.
Very well, then. Perhaps we'll speak again in the future. He stands up from the table, gives a bit of a bow. It was a pleasure to make all of your acquaintances.
Yep, you too. Thanks for dinner.
Would you change your mind? You'll know where to find me. The mansion's just on the edge of the bridge before the Princess lands. He heads out. Elena Kozar stands up and... Well, it was a pleasure to meet all of you. I'm sorry that it didn't work out. And best of luck with the Mind Flayers and the Elves. I wish there was more we could do. But we too have our hands full.
Maybe if times aligned better.
He nods and Eric and Elena leave.
We don't see you have fun in the castle.
Sandra sits across the table and a final meal is brought out with a dessert. And she says, well, not every deal always works out. So tell me, how are you doing with the Mind Flayers?
Don't believe we fully worked it out yet.
We can tell you we're not siding with the Mind Flayers. That was an unfortunate circumstance brought on by the thoughts that we could trust a previous meeting we had with them. That ended on good terms, and mistakes were made. But now we're just trying to rescue people that are enslaved.
Right. A noble deed. Well, you wouldn't be the first group of adventurers I've paid to do things if you do change your minds or if you finish working with the Mind Flayers. I wouldn't mind procuring your, Armada under my coin.
We need more crew before we could truly set sail back out on the sea.
That's not an issue. Your own city of pirates. I'm sure you can find many crew. Disposable ones at that. I have a few suggestions if you need pointing.
I'd appreciate it.
Well, I guess first of all, is there any particular race that you have an affinity for?
As long as they're not paired up and grouping with my uncle, I'm fine with any.
Then I would recommend one of the guilds, such as perhaps the Longfanes. Mercenary contractors, rather useful organization. Some of them a little more on the evil side, if you will. But they'll do what you say for the right coin. And then, of course, there's the possibility of the Syndiath line. I do think that is a good group of spacefarers themselves, though not really fighters. Always could try the dwarves. They have a boarding company. Quite a few of them would help. That would be probably the best recommendation, honestly, the dwarves.
Can I insight check, even though it's shit?
Yeah, give her an insight check.
Twinkle's here. She'll insight check too.
Ooh, that 19 going to a 17. Woo!
Our captain, ladies and gentlemen. Still better than mine.
She's not lying. She's just giving you some guild information.
Well, we appreciate the lovely dinner. And, hopefully our paths align in the future.
If you do have the coin, you could always try the war drakes. Though I do believe that their captain is Elven. But I believe that they have at least 4 ships under their crew that they run on their own, and they do offer mercenaries to fill ranks. Best of luck with all of that, and if you do change your mind on the coup, I do
We'll be
recommend
sure
you
to
help
let you
Lord
know.
Kartan. He will be the new ruler. After all, Arik is nothing but a placeholder.
Well, this has been insightful. Thank you so much for your hospitality.
Twinkle is clearly ready to to go. She just got very creeped out.
You guys leave?
Hungry's continuously eating until we leave.
Hungry!
Yep, what? Oh, just grab some more real fast.
It was my pleasure having you. And all of you leave. On the other side of the rock, a Japanese-style manor with a breathtaking display. You see serpentine imagery riding up the side of the wall with a painted kind of mural of a dragon. And as it wraps around, you can see that it wraps around an entire ship. Looks like a large spelljammer, dragon style, painted on the side of this large warehouse. The ceiling and roofs all in the Japanese style of construction, and the front has a small little garden with cherry blossoms in the front, and a small koi pond and garden area that you can see that as you enter like kind of the front gates, there's kind of like a shift in the feel, going from like an industrial warehouse area into a nice little abode. The main building itself, you can see sliding doors, paper screened walls, and the interior is decorated with art, porcelain, and calligraphy scrolls about. As you step
We're
into
getting
the
we're getting a little ahead of ourselves, though.
Yeah, as you step in, you can see Ozamata. But the 3 of you entering, Chell, I see you've shared a dress. What do you all wear?
Well, that's what I was saying. I think we're getting a little ahead of ourselves because Chell's gonna stop by somewhere real quick. She sees a dress to pick up, but I think is Veb sticking with?
She's going with you,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is she? I thought she was.
Yeah, she's with the two of us. She declared as such.
Well,
Well, she might be for like the first half of the trip. She might try to sneak off again.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is I mean, we may as well do like a quick little shopping and like, is Veb still with us, or are we gonna try and like incite her sneaking away?
I don't know, are you?
Veb, do you sneak away then?
You never know.
Nah, I mean, Vev's not. I mean, I imagine that Vev's plan is that they said only Yakuza from what Vev heard, but Vev wasn't in conversation area at times, so but Vev thinks they're gonna get turned out the door for not being whatever, and hoping to lose them. Then that's not the smartest right now.
Okay.
Beb just thinks she's gonna get turned out immediately when we get there.
Yep.
Say, oh well, I'll go eat people over here then.
Yeah, I just wait in Korak.
So she is with us then.
Okay.
Okay. Well then, yeah, we pick up a dress along the way, and then Chell goes up and says, hi, I'm here to meet with, or is he just right there at the door?
No, he'd be further in. You would definitely meet some servants out front that would bring you into a nice dining hall. As they let you in, he says, sitting at the other side of a table, cross-legged on the ground, a short table, he says, Chell, my dear friend. I see you've brought some allies with you, too. It's a pleasure to have you here tonight. Take a seat.
She does so. And she also introduces the others with her.
He, acknowledges both of you, gives his introduction back. Well,
Yeah.
As part of the Yakuza, we are willing to take on all three of you, though I was mostly just inviting you, Chell. I see great potential in you. I believe we could achieve things, great things.
Veb's like, damn it.
She smiles and nods and says, well, I appreciate the offer, but I have allegiances already to my captain and my crew, and I can't just, sign us up to an organization without their input. So I don't think that I can speak on behalf of that, but we would certainly be interested in taking on some of your group as a crew, and of course, splitting some of our findings with your crew. We're always open to alliances, but if that's something that you might be interested in.
Well, as a member of the Yakuza, I can assure you few things. Our allegiance offers you a great deal of protection and support from House Maroa. In return, we would need your crew to sign off on a small percentage of your treasures for us to sell in our warehouses. Think of it as an investment in your future, with boundless possibilities. You need not
Would
your
we
whole
be-
crew to join, and we even have access to a full crew of skilled spelljammers should you need to fill your ranks.
Would we be able to contract some of your members as members of our crew without necessarily having to join the Yakuza ourselves?
You wouldn't want to join the Yakuza? Are you affiliated with another group on Bral?
Well, to be honest, I don't know. I'm, as I said, a part of uh, another crew, an armada of our own, and my captain is currently at another dinner that I honestly cannot say if we are part of another group on Brawl or not. So I don't have any authority to agree to uh, joining your group. I only have authority to agree to, you know, taking on some of your members as part of our crew and form an alliance with your group, but that's all I'm allowed to do at this point. I'm not a captain myself, so I can't speak on behalf of my group.
I understand your position, Chell. And while I appreciate your honesty, I must clarify our offer. The Yakuza provides not just skilled crew members, but a network of support that can greatly benefit your endeavors in wild space. But you would have to join the Yakuza. If joining the Yakuza directly is not your preference, I'm sure that we could arrange a deal of you selling your goods to us. But our crew...
But without a crew to assist us?
Our crew sticks together.
I see. Okay, well, I mean, as I hopefully understand, I would have to take this back to my captain to make a decision on. I don't have the authority to do that myself, but it is certainly an offer that I will present to her.
Why not captain your own ships? I could offer you the men.
She smiles and chuckles and says, "It is tempting, but it's not something that I think I'm ready to do yet. I think that's something I need to work towards rather than just obtain. And while I understand I could do that within the Yakuza ranks, I'm sure I have loyalties to my friends, my crew. They've stuck with me and helped me, and so I can't just abandon them.
Not even...
At least not yet.
Not even if we offer you a chance to see your mother again.
She cocks her head and says, "And how would you know anything about that?" I'm gonna insight.
Go ahead and roll an insight. He looks to the door. He nods his head. Go ahead and roll something for him. Don't get to know modifiers or nothing.
I'll say Kiszeb is somewhat preoccupied in making sure Veb is behaving.
Chal, unfortunately, he's hard to read. He nods to the door. The door slides open, and a halfling, beaten and bruised, falls into the room, shoved in by somebody outside that quickly shuts the door.
Do I recognize this halfling?
It's one of the ones you beat up.
Did we beat them up?
Yeah.
You did.
Fought him
Oh
and
yeah,
scared
we
him off,
did.
yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Well, technically, no. Chell and Veb did not. It was Master Lin Shuyan who beat them down.
I'm pretty sure
No, it
Chell
was
and
3 of you.
Veb assisted, indeed. But he looks over and says, "Speak. Say what you said to me." The halfling looks up. Yes, Sir Mirawa, I saw that night The one that was with them, points to Chell. They changed shape in the alley. We were watching. Our gang was gonna get revenge. Wanted to know who it was that really attacked us. They were disguised. It was a female elf. Looks to you, Chell, looks back to Yakuza, the Yakuza member, Murawa, wrong name, and says, looked like her, a bit older.
Mother.
Chell just actually, I'm gonna do an insight on the halfling too.
Go for it.
Ugh.
Hard to read. He looks beaten. He looks like he would say anything right now.
Chell narrows her eyes and says, "You're trying to tell me that my mother is on this rock?"
Was, at least, under the name of a previous Yakuza member. I did a little bit of digging, as you elves live much longer than we do. Seems she used to be a part of the organization. For a time.
Under what name?
Well, the name that she went by was not her own. It was but a roguish name used to hide her identity. It was known as the Bladed Shadow. Her whereabouts for the last few decades have been unknown.
But you're saying that she was here recently then?
I hope this is a testament that the Yakuza could help you. Provide the aid you seek, the support and networks you need, the resources you lack. Perhaps you'll reconsider your decision after speaking with your captain.
Chell sits back in her chair and says, "Then who appeared here as Master..." I keep wanting to say Lin-Manuel.
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
So who keeps
Mother Chell.
who keeps showing up here as Master Lin Shuyan?
Your mother.
As I said,
Paying attention to your conversation.
he was dead. He's been dead for some time, a great master and trainer with the blade. But no longer alive.
She looks over to the halfling and says, "You, halfling."
You see that he gestures with his hand, and a guard comes over and drags the halfling out. He says, "But our resources are, of course, for the Yakuza. I'm sure you'll reconsider, though."
She puts her hand up and says, "Wait, that halfling saw the person that I'm referring to, this master I'm referring to."
It would appear so.
Did you find anything out about that? Was it someone in disguise, or
perhaps you didn't
was it a
understand me.
ghost?
They changed shape after they left your acquaintance. Seems your Thri-kreen friend followed the conversation. Perhaps he could fill you in.
Yes, whoever you had met on Bral that posed as Shuyan might have been your mother, or another entity that has seen your mother. Not easy to tell from an interrogated halfling.
Well,
Chell
I'm sure
just kind of...
with the right
Go ahead.
effort, we could help you find her. meet with her again. Seems she knows of your whereabouts.
A question, if I will. Is it necessary for the entire crew to join the Yakuza? Could our crew not be of your family? Yet, the few that are still reap benefit from it.
He looks and gives a bit of an acknowledging nod. The weapon upon your back. You know how to wield it?
Talking to Kiszeb?
Yes.
I'm trained in wielding it, yes.
The double-bladed scimitar. It is, one of the more respected martial arts styles. What we train here. If you are proficient in such a weapon, I'm sure you'd fit right in. You need not be part of the family.
I believe the question I was more referring to is, must the entire crew join the Yakuza? Could a few member of our crew join?
I had only invited one of your members to begin with. You're welcome to join in any amount of rank you wish. Of course, loyalty is a must.
Kiszeb will, at this point, look back to Chell. This is something at least worth considering.
Shell nods and says, I think I have a lot of things to consider after tonight's discussion. Giving me a lot to think about. You'll hopefully understand that I need to think on all of this. I'll need some time to consider everything. This is quite a lot to learn over one dinner.
Our house is not going anywhere. The Yakuza are strong in number. Chowtown. Rather respectable plot on Bral. Come back when you're ready.
She nods, and I assume we're all like eating dinner throughout all of this.
You are, yeah. There's servants bringing food. You guys have finished eating. Conversation goes through. They probably wouldn't have kicked the halfling in till after you ate.
Yeah. So, I guess, yeah, we'll just like wrap up dinner and formalities and everything at that point, and she'll see herself in the group out.
You see, he,
thinking,
before you leave, goes into the back, and he comes out with a small gift box. This is for you. He slides it over to you, Chell.
Well, I couldn't. I didn't bring anything for you. I wouldn't. I'd feel.
I've everything I could want on Bral. The only thing I need is to expand and protect my family.
She smiles and nods and takes the box and says, well, I appreciate it. Thank you. Should I open it now, or?
He gives you a bit of a nod of approval. You can.
She opens it.
You see a traditional Shao style kimono.
Oh. Well, thank you. This is very beautiful. I appreciate it.
With another nod, he says, I'm sure we'll be speaking again.
She nods and says, of course, I'll let you know either way.
Turns to Veb before you leave. You've been rather quiet. Do you have any interest in the Yakuza? We've no plasmoids in our ranks.
Will you get me this book from a shop?
Wait, what was that?
She
I
asked if
got
he
it.
would get her a book.
She wants the book in exchange for joining the Yakuza.
I mean, I might join for a book. That's a special book.
Give me a persuasion check.
You know, if I had the book, I'd be even more persuasive.
yeah, totally. If I had the book, I'd be even more persuasive.
Veb, we're towards the end of the night. Do you want to use your inspiration?
Yep, I'm doing it. Okay, come on, you can do it, Veb. Nope.
He says, should you join? Acquiring things is indeed our forte. But an offering of such value is a bit beyond what I would give a new member.
Fair.
Doesn't mean it's out of your reach, though.
Oh, nothing's ever out of my reach.
Work your way up
I
the
just have
ranks
to
of the
bide my
Yakuza.
time.
We could get you anything you desire.
Chell, are you trying to make friends with these guys for the captain point thingy?
I don't know.
Are you
I
captains?
don't-
Do you sit on that board thing?
No. Callian
Oh.
does.
I
thought
do
we were trying
not
to win-
sit on the board.
No.
Lord Chanfu Wei does. Our leader of the Shao embassy across the street.
Okay, thank you. Bye. Goes across the street.
We don't need to talk to that one, Veb.
It is night, and you can see the embassy is closed.
When does that ever stop?
Well, just
I was
that
gonna
nobody's
say,
in there. It's like
when
it's
does
like a
that
state
ever
building.
stop her.
Yeah, it's just that nobody's in there. It's like a state building. It's
Yeah.
it's just an empty building
After
during the
hours,
night.
everyone's home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine.
With that, the two parties regroup. Where do we regroup?
I mean, we've been sleeping at Luigi's for the last little while.
The Laughing Beholder it is then. The party heads down the large Luigi's. You see a very large beholder at the front serving alcohol and all the patrons, and as you enter... Ah, welcome back. It's been some time. I hope things are well. We got your rooms cleaned up from last night.
Things are. Would you need a drink?
Yes, I'm sure you do.
Yes, there's much we probably want to discuss amongst ourselves. Perhaps we rent rooms, have a few drinks. And we might have a small discussion before we go to bed.
Very well. I'll get you your drinks. And he flies over, pours a few drinks, serves them to each of you. You head up to your room to sit. We want to have that discussion now or at the start of next week?
Probably
I
go ahead
got
and have it now.
All of you sit down upstairs in the Laughing Beholder, a nice small lounge room. Your nearby rooms connected. You sit with some drinks.
Chell grabs the bottle and chugs a few chugs out of it, and then puts it down and says, "I think I found my mom."
You should know.
Was that her on the phone?
Yes.
Well, that's great, Jill.
Yes, how did your negotiations go? Or at least your dinner?
We got asked to help kill the prince.
Did you agree?
No,
For once,
Hey,
we did pretty good.
Shell takes another swig and says, "Why not?
what do you mean? Why not?
Yeah,
That's
wait.
it's-
The person being put into power wasn't going to be any better.
Someone
Yeah.
willing to murder someone else
Yeah, it's gonna be some puppet kid.
just for the
Did
witchery.
anybody else get a really evil vibe off that guy that's gonna be really pulling the strings?
I didn't pay much attention to him, unfortunately. But he definitely seemed to be the one pulling the strings.
He definitely had a shifty, like mind flayer like vibe to him. Not like he is a secret mind flayer or something. Just kind of felt like he was the kind of person that'd fuck you the way the mind flayer pirate captain screwed us.
I took Twinkle's lead on this for sure then, because he told us not to listen to the... We probably shouldn't have helped these elves, and now we've got them in this worse situation somehow. And if we just listen to Twinkle the whole time, takes a drink.
Is Chell aware of that Illithid Mind Flayer dragon? That was
Yeah.
Yeah, you were there.
Yeah.
yeah, that was disclosed. It's just the whole thing about Vecna. Only Kiszeb knows that, right?
Yeah, he did not disclose Mr. Vecna.
I think Kiszeb is the only one that rolled high enough to know it was Vecna, right? Is that what it
Mhm.
was?
I think so. Yeah.
So technically, you all heard like names being said, but none of the names ring true except for to Kiszeb.
So to
And there's a
so Chell's gonna bring up the like when she hears that guy being described as Mind Flayer like, she's gonna be like, "What about that Mind Flayer dragon? You think that thing is doing some shit?"
Fire dragon.
Yeah, the dragon that we were told about.
Ah, the beast that takes the shape of our worst fears.
To clarify, he
Tentacle
didn't
dragon.
seem like a mind flayer. He just seemed as evil. The same level of deception and evil.
Well, yeah,
there was
that's
no
the,
tentacle.
We
but,
might be getting onto something.
You got it.
but yeah, that's what she's alluding to is like, what if maybe he's being controlled by the Mind Flayers? Like, what if that dragon thing that some of your fears thing is part of this Illithid group?
I mean,
Well, then,
I guess it's possible that nobody took the shape of my greatest fear.
taking them out or
No, but
stopping their plans in general would only be helping against that thing, then we would be
Speaking of,
preventing it, right?
I am
No,
gonna need
but-
lists of your greatest fears at some point.
The characters are mine.
Characters.
Chell's gonna be like, well, no, but like, what if I don't know what kind of powers Mind Flayers have, and I don't know what kind of powers that dragon thing has. What if it can control people's minds? What if it's I mean, you say that he's as evil as a Mind Flayer. What if he's being controlled by them?
I mean, I guess that's possible, but that doesn't really change our situation at all.
No, but it does add an interesting complexity that there might be some triple or quadruple crossing going on. Politics sucks. She takes another swig.
They do, but we didn't side with any of them anyway. So, I mean, we told them that we've got this mind flayer thing to deal with, and they're trying to pull a coup sometime in the 10-day and reveal that the Empire is still out there somewhere. Kind of put a hinge in that. So that may be even longer than a 10-day. We still may help in the coup, but that's not our priority at the moment. I think the what's our plan on what we do about the elves? Are we trying to get to the planet the mind flayers are dropping them on and then picking them up there?
Well, I might have an option. So she goes ahead and discloses the full contents of the dinner that she had and the offer of the Yakuza for her to join them and swear allegiance to the Yakuza and everything, and what they offered, the story of her mom, and also especially that, and if I were to join them, they did say that they have fleets of ships and offer protection, so
If you join them, you could still travel with us, right? I
I
mean,
believe so. I mean, that was, Kiszeb asked about that, and they seem pretty clear that not our whole crew doesn't have to join, and we can have some of our crew on board the ship with their crew. My crew, I guess.
it sounds like if you join them, you could just have their boys man the damsel flag, right?
Well, yeah, like man the guns and everything, but
Something like that.
there's also the fact that it comes with the support of the Yakuza. Perhaps we could use their strength to assist with extracting the elves. I mean, granted, yes, I'd be swearing loyalty to them for probably life, but
You get the better deals than we do.
Yeah, we just got screwed by everybody all day.
see.
You actually got a good deal.
She's got like a gift box and everything.
We're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, all we got offered was a chance to kill a prince we had no problem with.
Chance to kill a prince, and don't forget, they'll give us a fucking house. That's it.
That sounds like it's up to you. I have no problem with it.
I don't know enough about these Yakuza to know if I should have a problem with it. I mean, granted, my mother apparently was a former member, so I don't know if that means I should join them or I should avoid them. But in either case, if I do join them, we would probably have their assistance with extracting the elves.
How about their
That would be
assistance
nice.
with killing the mind flayers?
Or that. I mean, I doubt that they have. They seem to be about protecting their own and their status on the Rock of Bral and their ability to do business on the Rock of Bral, and considering their thieves. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, an army of mind flayers might interrupt that business.
Right. So they probably see the mind flayers as competition, given that they're also doing illicit things, selling illicit goods. So I would imagine that the Yakuza would be pretty on board with getting rid of competition.
Maybe that's how we make the decision who will help us with what we need right now, and we solve everything else out after that.
Yeah, we do have support from POTS and potentially the Yakuza if we join them.
If one of us join.
If one of us joins them, yes.
What was that name you said? Potts?
POTS, the
Prismatic Order or something or another.
the actor.
Oh, yes.
The actor can't remember the
Pragmatic order of thought, POTS, yes.
pragmatic order of thoughts.
The other hinge seems to be we kind of struck out on getting a crew today. Sorry about that. That's partially my bad. I was preoccupied.
We got offered a lot of crew. Just not the way we want it.
But we did get some leads on crew. The dwarves sound like a pretty safe bet. We need to pay them.
They didn't tell you the dwarves' rates yet, did they?
They did tell us the dwarves.
Well, how much they take?
Rates. He said rates.
Oh.
Yeah, no, they didn't
No.
give you rates. No, she just pointed you in a few directions. The Long Fanes, the Dwarven Boarding Company. There's also Xeno Termination Limited, except they are specifically hired to hunt down rare monsters.
Like mind flayers?
Like a mind flayer dragon?
Like a mind flayer dragon. They have a, let's see here.
I wasn't even thinking of the dragon.
Urixeta and her men hunt down and remove dangerous wild space creatures, endangering the profit margin of a large trading company, such as the Witchlight Marauder preying on the asteroid base of a radiant dragon threatening a space lane. So yeah, they could be hired if it is a profitable venture. Or trained in killing rare monsters. And then there's the Longfanes, the Dwarven Boarding Company. There was one more I mentioned, which I'm now forgetting.
I think mind flayers are pretty rare.
I think it was something dragon.
That's right, but where the fuck is it?
Battle
But they
dragon?
were the elves.
But there was an elf captain among them.
I'm looking for
That's alright.
the War Drakes.
The war drakes, there we go. But
So, I mean, we got some names of organizations that we can look into.
and it's not enough to have a crew, but there is still the. I still would like to at least meet the group of Thri-kreen. See if maybe they were at an AD in recent.
I think even just having them would be a good option.
Yeah.
She said they did say that they weren't much of fighters, so even if they're just there to help us.
Well, as they'll man the ships at this point, I'm really not concerned about them being great fighters. I mean, they can point a weapon and shoot.
With that, I think we have a ending of the session as the party has their meeting upstairs and we prepare for next week. As we come back, only the afternoon passed in this session. We didn't get very far, but nonetheless, with that, we at least everybody can take a long rest here, and we'll pick up next week at the start of the 21st as you all wake up in the Laughing Beholder.
Good game, guys.
Good game, good stuff. Thanks
Yeah.
for playing, everybody. Stream, anybody watching, thanks for watching. We will be back next Sunday with more spell jamming nonsense and likely get into a combat at some point here. We can only talk to Bral for so long. You guys are still on that map. I'm sorry. Bring you back over to this map. You guys should have been on this map this whole time. I apologize. I didn't realize you were still stuck on that dinner
Alright,
invitation map for all of Chell's stuff, weren't you?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, whoops. Let me know
Theater
if
of
I
the
ever do
mind.
that. If something seems
Theater
off.
of the mind, Nick. You yell at us all the time.
Well, that's okay. It is Theater of the Mind still, but, you know, you still get the topical map, right? But my bad, my bad.
Yeah. Admittedly, the topical map might have helped me remember some names, but oh well.
No
Not the end
big
of the
deal. We'll pick up on this next week, guys. Good stuff. Thanks for playing. Thanks for watching stream. We'll see you all next Sunday.